Oh, good day, family. Good day. I was taking care of that right there. I uh I found my spiritual Jenga. Yep, I found my spiritual Jenga. Everyone should have one, just like your therapist. Everyone should have a therapist. I didn't even know that, but yep, everyone should have a therapist and a Jenga. A mentor. Yep, and yep, I sure did. I was like, wow, because this is spiritual, y'all. I mean, this is yeah, it's bigger than us. Yeah, it's good to see y'all. I hope everyone had a wonderful day today, and with your family. With your family and your friends, I hope everybody was safe and being on the lookout. Just keep your eyes open. Because so much is going on. We don't know which way it's going to turn on us. Whole black people, we just not aware of a lot of things. And the illusion of inclusion, things just not what they seem. So, we just got to, pick our battles and, get on the right side of justice. We got some work to do. It's unfortunate, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. And it's good to see y'all. Let me get some shout outs. And Wayne, I ain't going to keep us long tonight and stuff. I think we're going to just read the copyright disclaimer and jump right into reading. Yeah, I'm back to trying to compact the videos and stuff. Hi, George Daly. How you doing? And I am Kiara. It's so good to see you. I had a good day today. Yeah, I'm celebrating holidays and stuff, But I had a wonderful day today. I can't complain unless it's about the people, my people. Other than that, I don't have many bad days. We shouldn't. We should not have many bad days. I know some days we ain't got the money, and lights might be cut off, and food might be scarce, and somebody might have to get a homemade birthday cake. But bad days and stuff, we shouldn't have many of them like that. Not yet. It's unfortunate. We're going through so much right now. Our people. But yeah, so I think we're gonna keep it, short and stuff tonight. We're gonna read. We're gonna get done with this book right here, and we processing and learning a lot. And I really thank y'all for coming through and stuff. I know it's got to be difficult, especially for those of us that ain't used to, spending our time with something so significant. Because even myself, it's easy to just, scroll something that's just fun and lightweight. But when it comes to the deep, heavy stuff, I can't do too much of it. That's our mentality and stuff. Our attention span is shorter than what it need to be. So, I do appreciate y'all. I don't want y'all to think that I don't appreciate y'all. And the ancestors do too. And I don't want you to feel like you have to keep just stay here and stuff, because I could be long-winded when I'm talking about my ancestors and my people. Oh, it's like I've been waiting to just talk to y'all, tell y'all everything, and then I get to the book. But, I love my people. I want us to see the love in us again. I didn't know we was actually going to be reading in this book, in any of them, really, the professors of our love, of our brothers, and when they were being lynched and stuff like that. It's there. It's in the book. All it took, I knew it in the back of my mind though, but to read it in the book, and that's what brother said. Them were his last words: "Tell my wife I love her." And it just like a light bulb, like a light bulb. It was us that they were thinking about and worrying about us and stuff. And a lot of us didn't even know what happened to them, because they never found his body and stuff. This is why they never found their body and stuff. Yeah. So I'm glad y'all here. How you doing? Gimst, the end is nigh. Yeah, good evening. How you doing? It's good to see you. I don't know what that stands for, but I'm kind of like tempted to ask. But yeah. So let's read the copyright disclaimer. Oh, and y'all, I see some new names. Yeah. I'm glad you're here. So let me tell you who I am and stuff, why I'm here about Black people. I'm here for Black people. Yeah, my name is Face the Nation. We are on Bolden Unchained, and we here. I'm here. I hope that's why you're here. You're going to find out because I don't want you to waste no time. I'm here. Let me maximize this and stuff, because, them numbers and stuff. It can be kind of intimidating and stuff, seeing them numbers and stuff. But my ancestors already told me I only need 2 people. I thought it was just me and you, but it's 2 of y'all. And then me, and then I can begin and stuff. So long as I got y'all in here and stuff, that's good. I can start, but you don't have to stay to the end. So so I'm here to assist Black America and Black media with the uncovering and the condemning of the many agendas, events, projects, laws, operations, codes, courses, studies, documents. Y'all, it is documents, experiments, memorandums, so many targets and agendas against Black America. I really think that the things that's happening in this world is all about Black America. Yeah. Because everybody done had a hand in it. Everybody done had a hand in it, So I especially here in this country, because that's what we're reading about, United States of America, because I want to know, I need to know what's wrong with my people, why we can't come together, why do we have this angst? Get away from my water. Move, get. Why we can't come together, why we can't unite, we can't fix nothing, we can't do hardly anything together, maybe a couple of hours at a time, and then that's it. And I want to know why, So we look it through a spiritual lens too. While I'm finding out these answers and stuff for my people, we look through a spiritual lens of loyalty, resilience, and education, because we need to know who we loyal to. Black America. We need to know who we loyal to. We need to know our resilience, and we need the education. We need the historical education that we never got. We don't know nothing. I can appreciate and I thank y'all that, did reach the educational pinnacle and the financial pinnacles, them success goals that we set and stuff. I do appreciate y'all, and I'm happy for y'all, that we did succeed, somewhat since we integrated with white people. But I think we didn't use it for us so that we all could, could eat and be okay and look after us and stuff, the indoctrination. But I forgive us for that. I didn't graduate. I didn't reach no pinnacle. And I got to the 11th grade and quit, But hell, they didn't teach me nothing anyway. I should have told my mama in 3rd grade, I quit. Let Shay Shay teach me. Shay Shay can read me some books, because they didn't teach nothing. Where I'm from in the South, them little neck of the woods, we didn't learn nothing. We did not learn nothing. And, us as a people didn't make sure that we all kept the knowledge and got the knowledge and stuff. We just let white people do everything and control everything. I think after Tulsa, after our Black Wall Streets went up, I think we was just to the point of we're done. We're done. We're going to let y'all handle everything. We're going to let y'all do everything. We're going to turn everything over to white America. That's where I'm at in America and stuff, and I'm beginning here to see what's wrong with my people, because this is where I am. I ain't never been to Africa, but I know Black America and Africa, and Black Africa to me are one. So hopefully at the end of that right there, I will be seeing why we ain't getting along too. Because when I was a little girl, I read Roots. That was my favorite book. I was a youth. I was like 10 to 13, and that was my favorite book. So, I do have some resonation and some kinship with Africa. I used to think they coming to get us. Yeah, they coming to get us. And my family never told me, Face, we ain't from Africa. Great grandmama is, she Cherokee. They never told me. I would at least like to know. I still would have had a love for Africa, though, because of the book itself, But so, yeah, I do feel like we one and the same. But right now I'm focused on Black America. What's wrong with my people? Who done hurt my people? What's done happened to my people? Even where I'm from, it's things that have happened. Lynchings. That's done happen where I'm from, but we didn't know these things. We don't talk about these things. We don't bring these things up and teach these things to our children, and that's costing us. It's cost us terribly. It's gonna cost us more the longer we ignore it. The longer we ignore it, because our children out here, they looking for Tyrone and Ray to do some shit, and they is. But we need to tell their ass about Ken and Karen and Barbie and Becky. We need to tell them about them too, y'all. We can't just leave them peaceful and hidden. We don't know a damn thing about their asses and what they done did to our ancestors. Living vicariously through each other and what they was doing to us. That's what they were doing. Yeah, the places like Minnesota. We read lynching in Duluth. Yep. I didn't know it was lynchings in Duluth and Minnesota either. No, I didn't know Tulsa was, I just knew about the surface of Tulsa. And when Trayvon Martin was murdered by George Zimmerman, that's when I started paying attention to my people and realized, damn, I thought Black America was all right. Shit, I thought we was okay. I thought we was safe. We were progressing. No, we wasn't none of that. We was some other fucking fools. And now they trying to make us some fools and some dummies. So, I'm here to see why my people can't come together. I need us to know why. What's wrong with us? What's wrong with us? Because everybody else is doing all right. Everybody else is making sure they people is okay. They got some of them out there that's going through too. Now, I'm not saying that they don't. But hell, at any moment, when the shit hit the fan, they going to call all of theirs. Come on, we got our bunkers, if you will. I'm just saying. I don't know what's coming, whether it's going to be a missile or an ancestor. Could be a hologram in the sky. I don't know. If it is, I just want you to know, if you see a hologram or whatever, ask some questions, Black people. It might be Jesus, white Jesus. Ask some questions. I don't care who it is. We got to determine what they here for. What is you here for us now? Jesus, you here now for us? Don't tell us you coming here now to tell white America you still forgive them. You ain't coming, still ain't coming to the rescue for our people. I'm just saying that's who y'all waiting on. Y'all waiting on somebody that the white man done told us about and taught us and stuff. I ain't waiting on nobody but my ancestors. Yes, honey. I'm waiting on my answers, and you'll be lucky if it's Simeon Toko, Black Jesus. Yep, because if it's Khalid Muhammad, he probably going, ooh wee. Yeah, Dick Gregory, any one of them. If it's one of them, if it's John Pendleton, Richard Coleman, Emmett Till, Mary Turner, Valley Crutchfield, if it's any one of them and stuff in Black America, you don't know who they is, what happened to them, you done forgot about them, and I never knew. Oh, that ain't gonna be no excuse. Sure ain't. The illusion is up, Black America. It's time now, today. You either, wake your ass up or you're gonna be a fool and a dummy. I'm just saying, don't sleep through the apocalypse. It's your last chance to save you, your people, your future, your essence, your life, your humanity. Life as we know it is over. Yep, people just don't know and stuff, but life as we know it is over. Sure is. This going to be a whole new life scale. These folks got a whole new plan. You know what I think? Yep, and everybody going to let them do it. Yep, everybody going to let them do it. They getting their little hands in there too. Yeah, just give us what we need. As long as you do it to Black America, that's all right. But then some of them probably feel like, the New World Order, this futuristic future, this futuristic world probably feel like it's okay. They like it. They want it. Hell, we want to be flying in cars and, in the back seat, the car driving us around and stuff, But us, it ain't going to be fun. And, and happy-go-lucky. We on the new roller coaster. It ain't going to be that for Black America and stuff. It's going to be turned around against Black America. Sure is. Let's get this copyright disclaimer out the way. I said I wasn't going to do the whole thing, but I ended up doing it because, people that might see it and stuff, and I want you to know so you don't waste your time. Because I don't forgive nobody. I sure don't. The forgiveness I had is gone for white America. What white America has hidden, what they've done, what they know, what they just distract us from. Hell, what they ass benefit from. I feel like they ass just give everything back. Give everything back. I'm a fair person because my mama loves everybody. And I figure like, from the past 200 years, maybe we'll have to see what my people say. But maybe from the past 200 years and forward, maybe you can keep it. If you can prove that, your family really earned it and did it, and it's generational wealth that came by in a moral sense. Not that your ass, the white American ass got all this generational wealth. And all of it is because of slavery. That right there, it needs to be given back. White America for themselves to get mercy that's coming, because it's out our hands now. We better step to the side. I'm just saying, get your ass out the way. We got to move. We got to get out the way because this too much. It's too much. It's a spiritual war now, here and in the ethers. Yep, here and in the ethers. I didn't know none of it. Hell, I thought y'all asses was keeping an eye on white America. I didn't know y'all was still letting white America hem us up. Black America. If I had a hell, shit, I'd have been said something. Hell, I'd have stayed in school to at least make sure. But when I was, then and stuff, and when I was supposed to graduate, it was still kind of good. You couldn't really tell, I guess. I don't know. But for it to have got to this point, I'm like, no, y'all asses should have been saying something. Y'all should have been at every damn meeting telling them, oh, no, you finna get your ass up, Miss Brown. I'm finna sit down right there. I'm finna run for your spot next election and stand up and tell everybody, yeah, I'm challenging Miss Brown for her position next election because she ain't doing what she's supposed to be doing. I mean, we got the people that's in position. I don't understand how y'all let so much Black America go on and stuff. It's us common people, ain't it, anyway, that's going to stand up and say, hey, that shit ain't right. That's what I thought anyway, but I digress. Hell, I digress. Maybe I'm wrong about it and stuff. I know I failed. Me, my mama, my grandmama, my aunties, my granddad, everybody, my whole community. I think I was the first one that had a teenage pregnancy. 2 times. So, yeah, I was like, shit, damn, face, you done fucked up. Well, ain't no need in graduating. Gone and raised these babies. And that's what I did and stuff. Yep, I sure did. I don't remember nobody saying, no, face, come on, we're going to help you this last year. Maybe I was just like, no, I don't need no help. I do this on my own and stuff. I did it. I don't know. I don't even remember. All I remember was I moved away from my mom. Yes, honey. Fucked up. So I know I failed my people. But I'm like, well, shit, hell, I ain't, saying that it was excusable or nothing like that. I guess the message in that is, hell, don't let your babies run off. Keep your babies with them. And then come think of that right there, I'm piggyback off of that. I read somewhere that some other folks don't even put their babies out when they get 18. Let them stay there till like 23, 25, 21, And then, yeah, we think you mature enough and responsible enough to get your own place. But just let them go. We can't do that no more and stuff, I don't know. I fucked up with that right there. And I learned my lesson for it. I just want you to know, Black America, keep your babies with you. Keep your daughters with you. If the mama, yeah, I'm 22 now, it's time to go. Hey, help her get a place across town somewhere. Don't move way off. Baby. Don't move way off. Stay close to mama now. Stay close to me. The car might break down. Anything might happen here. It might be a storm or something. I can't drive 20, 30, 40 miles to you and stuff, I'm just saying. We got to do better for us. We do. We just like out here and we so vulnerable. We are so vulnerable. But we ain't got to worry. Don't worry. I don't want y'all to worry now. I just want you to be wary. Yeah, that's what I want. I don't know who kicked me out the bed and said, Faith, wake your motherfucking ass up. I don't know which ancestor it was, but they said, get the fuck up and get out of this house because the house is burning. Martin Luther King said, I fear I led my people in a burning house. Y'all forgot about that? Why y'all didn't use that, Black America? And let us know We're supposed to get away from white people now. And as much as you're in the Bible and stuff, it seemed to me like black people been memorizing the Bible, ain't read it for yourself, ain't contemplated, critiqued it for yourself. And every time you read it, it's probably the same old scriptures that's lying to you, telling you a sinner, your heart wicked. That's what Dr. Ray Hagan said, that it's the religion that's got Black America in this program, Dedicated Ignorance. I thank y'all because, I've been telling folks about it too, since y'all said stop saying self-hatred, because it's, it's disrespectful, I guess, and it is. And then it's low vibrational too. Folks like, oh yeah, shit, there's self-hatred and stuff. When you say dedicated ignorance, then what's that? Dedicated ignorance. Dedicated what? Yeah, it's where you just, you don't even think about it. It's just like, instead of going to look at Dick Gregory on TV, you go straight to The Price is Right. I'm just saying, something like that. Maybe Hell's Kitchen. I don't really look at a lot of TV. I just be calling out shows and stuff. And people that know me, I hope you don't think I'm talking about you. If you be looking at Andy Griffith and the Waltons and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, when I'm over, I ain't going to stay long. And when you at my house, we ain't finna look at that. We got to set some boundaries, Black America. We truly do, But anyway, Dr. Ray Hagan said that dedicated ignorance. And he said, we got to break that programming. I'm looking for the notes, but I put them somewhere. He said, we got to break that programming because he said it wasn't nothing but y'all church doctrines and your religious doctrines and your church statements or one or the other. Here it is right here. Oh, my ancestors. Dr. Ray Hagan said, he coined the dedicated ignorance. He said, we must start the process of undoing or reversing the ideas and concepts that have been programmed into the minds of our people, not nobody else. See, this right here don't hurt other people. The language, this cursed ass language, every few words we say, we cussing each other. We cursing each other. So it don't really bother me to say shit. It sure don't. When we wake up every morning, good morning, the things we say, oh, bless you. We got to think about these words and stuff, this language that we use, and that's a curse. They have been programmed into the minds of our people by the religious statements and church doctrines. That's what it was, religious statements and church doctrines that have caused them to adopt a belief system that has resulted in their loss of contact with what is real, factual, historical, and spiritual. Your black ass done lost contact with everything. That's what it's. He the psychologist. Hell, I'm just here reading. I just thank the ancestors that I love to read, so I can be able to read. And it's right here. You got any questions about that? Then go to one of his shows. Dr. Ray Hagan's. He on YouTube. And you ask him your question. Why you say them things that we ain't got no connection with history and factual? You don't. Yep, that's what he said. And some of the church doctrines and the religious statements is, we no good. We under curse. I done heard this shit too, but I ain't never really think about it. We some sinners, and our hearts are wicked. Since I was a little girl and knew I didn't want to be up in church and stuff, but I went along with my mama and them and stuff until I didn't have to go no more. Honey, soon my mama was like, fine, face, fine. You ain't got to go. And that was all she had to say, honey. I was cooking breakfast. Yeah, I was getting ready. I was cleaning up and stuff. Yeah, I'd have ironed her clothes. I was so happy. I didn't have to go to church no more. But that's how it be. I'm sure. I'm just saying. But anyway, back to these scriptures and stuff. We no good. Who ain't no good? Who ain't no good? Black America. Now, I know we got some rough heads out there. I know we got some hot heads out there, honey. Yes, you better not say 2 words unless it's who, me, unless it's something like that. And sister, you better not look at her unless you're going to tell her she look like Mia Jameson. You better not. You ain't finna say, oh, sister, you look like Marva Collins. You better not say nothing. I got an idea, though. Ask her what's her favorite song. When sister see you looking at her and stuff, ask her, what's your favorite song, sister? Yeah, I mean, just say something. We got to break this animosity between us and stuff. So, but we ain't no good. That ain't us. That is not us. Sure ain't, honey. Regardless of what you think and what the media done put out there and what you see, what we see in our communities, because some of us live in some rough communities now. I ain't saying we don't. Hell, America is motherfucking rough. And I wonder why. White folks done fucked everybody's minds up in America. Everybody crazy as hell, touched. Yep, thinking that, and white folks loving it. Oh, yes, honey, done set themselves on the high of the high. Honey, yes. I'm just like, damn, this shit is crazy as fuck. Come on, ancestors, take the wheel and the tires. Sure do, honey. I'm just saying. But yeah, it's white folks that ain't no good. I know it all face, that ain't right. They all ain't the same. Well, hell, they need to point out which ones is different. Because I don't know. Malcolm didn't say, let the garden snakes in. He just said, keep all their asses out. And even if he did say, let the garden snakes in and stuff, they ain't gonna hurt you. I don't want to because I don't like it. No, I don't want none of their asses in. Shit, hell, however the garden snake get in, that's how the other snakes is gonna get in. As far as I'm concerned. Black America. At this point right here, you need to be seriously setting some boundaries. I know we done mingled and married so sincerely. We done forgave and forgot so sincerely. We done forfeited, sacrificed, tolerated, contemplated everything, and ain't got a motherfucking thing. So, if you ain't got them ties and married and babies and stuff like that, honey, just go to work if you work with white folks and stuff and take your ass home. I'm just saying. All this hiking and lollygagging and hanging out and hiking and camping and stuff, that's going to have to cease. It's too much going on out there. Just because you and Sabrina is tight like that right there, don't mean hell when Karen and Becky meet y'all ass at the spot, your motherfucking ass going to be all right. I don't give a damn if you can fight hell. Sabrina gonna help them with her timid, scary ass. They all been running and jogging and shit. So when they get your ass along, kick that door down, boom. So, sister, you up in here with Brad, you and your brats, your baby kids. Y'all still, they gonna taunt y'all asses. Y'all didn't know we still been playing y'all ass for a fool. Yeah, you ain't the missus no more. Sure ain't, honey. Y'all better wake y'all asses up. I'm getting there. Shit, you can leave and come back, or yeah. I'm just saying, but back to these scriptures and shit. So, it's white folks that ain't no good and stuff. Despite the illusion, throw that shit out the window. I got an illusion for your ass. Black America. We got our own illusion of what's done happened and what's going on. We under a curse. And yeah, I done had some black people try to break it down to me and stuff that we under curse. I even at the other place, because I just moved here. So I ain't got no furniture and stuff. We roughing it out again. This when the rubber meets the road. Yeah, I just woke up. This is my purpose and stuff since Trayvon Martin. Because when I was listening to that trial and stuff, y'all, I know I heard the media telling the world. Because George Zimmerman trial was big, and I know what the media was saying. That's George Zimmerman screaming for help. George Zimmerman is screaming for help. Trayvon turned the tables on him, was beating the hell out of George Zimmerman. And I was like, no, wait a minute, that ain't George screaming for help. That's Trayvon screaming for help because he got this white man fucking following him, taunting him. He in a gated community, and I just knew. If it was a third help, he'd have been like, mama, because that's how black people do and stuff. So, I stopped fucking with cable and everything at that moment. Sure did. And I was like, hey, let me look at things now. Because I thought black people was all right. And at the same time, Terrence was murdered too. Mookie was murdered too. So that protest I went to, I was going to donate, and it was for both of them. But there was so many people there at the protest. Hell, I think I had been here like 7 years already. But hell, I still didn't know about the fight. You see a good fight, get your ass in it, Black America. It ain't time no more to be honest. Yeah, that happened again and stuff. It ain't time for that no more. You know, I'm just saying for me. And so, you know, when I went there and stuff, and I was like, wow, I did not know. You know, I thought Black America was okay. I did. And after then and stuff, yeah, that's when I've been all for my people and stuff. Fuck the dumb shit. And I still didn't know about this right here. That's around the time I learned about Tulsa. But I only learned about the surface of Tulsa. Dick Rowland and what was her name? Sarah Page? Yeah, I didn't know about all the other massacres too. So yeah, at this point right here, yeah, I ain't religious at all. I sure ain't. I'm spiritual and I don't forgive nothing. I took my forgiveness back. I give it to my ancestors. I give all my forgiveness, all my benefit of the doubt, all of my love, my loyalty, my acceptance, my focus to my ancestors. The only thing I'm looking at white America is to when I see they motherfucking asses starting to revert back to their old selves, honey. And yeah, it's kind of like, you better keep your eyes on the prize. Everybody else is. I'm just saying. And so the other one here, we under curse, honey. The only thing we under is white America. That's the only thing we under Black America. Stop letting folks lie to you and tell you anything and stuff. Ask your pastor some of these things. Send his ass to Dr. Ray Hagens. I'm going to get to ask my own cousin. He a pastor and stuff. I'm going to get to, we need to have a group, face-to-face call and stuff, you know. Because he a pastor. And I want to know, seriously, cousin, what is y'all biblical, what is called, theoretical or whatever the hell that church is, theological or something like that. What is that church teaching y'all? I mean, is it even telling you about between the lines of the Bible? And hell, some of it is right there on the lines when it say, your daughters shouldn't be with their sons and their sons shouldn't be with your daughters and stuff like that. That's in the Bible. And y'all be saying, oh, they're talking about us, the Bible talking about us. Well, why the hell you ain't reading the parts of the Bible that's trying to save your black ass? I'm just saying, somebody got to ask Black America these questions because, see, we so loyal to white America, we can't even be loyal to us. Yep, we can't even be loyal to us. And we've been in shock since Tulsa. Yep. Black folks been in so much shock, they call it the Hajira of black people. Black people just running for their life, fleeing for their motherfucking life from white folks. Now white folks trying to act like black people is the threat. Thank you, sister. Yeah, I went and looked at Jordan Hill, the baby, and I went and looked at Carmelo, the cases and stuff too, yeah. And it's unfortunate these things is happening in Black America, but your ass better wake up and you better get yourself right. You better wake up and get yourself right. It's your kids. Our children. I don't like saying kids and stuff. This old wicked ass language. My great grandmama said kids is ghosts. So I like to call our babies cheering like she did. And some of y'all great grandmama say chilling. I know. You know, I like to call them Godrin too. Y'all, because God plus God is equal Godrin. So our babies are Godrin. They ain't no sinners, honey. If it is some sinners, where they were her property. If it is some sinners, honey, it were white babies. White babies was getting slaves, nanny slaves. 3 days old. 3 months old. Oh, she turning 2 weeks today. Let's give her a slave. Yeah. The first page. And they were her property. Little white girl. Had a nanny probably since her ass was 3 hours old. Got mad at the nanny for some reason. The black lady, her nanny, went and told her daddy to cut her nanny ears off and get her a slave from the other county. 3 years old, her ass was 3. If it is anybody being born a sinner, it wasn't black babies. And hey, I'm just saying. I'm just motherfucking saying it. Can't nobody tell me no different. Because your ass must not be thinking like I'm thinking, Black America. You must not be reading what I'm reading. I ain't even read your Bible. But I got a whole receipt, a whole thing of receipts. These are my receipts right here. Yeah. With all these contradictions in the stuff, bastard can't get into heaven. And y'all ass don't even want to get together and get right, get married, have black babies, don't want to do nothing. Cause of white America, I know. I ain't found nothing else. Hell, that's done fucked us up. If I do, I'll be sure and let you know. If it's something else that come up to it. And the last thing, and it was number 5. I don't know what that is. We'll probably look at it again. I don't know. You tell me. But it said our hearts are wicked. Our hearts are wicked. All these scriptures and stuff right here is about white folks. This not to us. We ain't got no motherfucking wicked hearts. Who, me? Honey, if I had a wicked heart, I'd be called every ancestor I can think of. Sure would, but no, I'm not wicked. We not no wicked people. We ain't got no wicked hearts. The cosmos do not manifest wickedness. And that's who we are, the cosmos manifested. Yep, can't nobody tell me no difference. We, the black man and the black woman, me and you, we the cosmos manifested. The cosmos, the ethers, wanted to experience humanity. So there was the black man and the black woman. We were the first, wasn't we? I ain't got to believe in the Big Bang Theory like y'all do. I don't. Fuck that bullshit. White folks can't tell me nothing. Hell, they can't even go in the sun. So how they going to tell me about the ethers? Anybody can steal your groceries and cook a meal. Hell, they probably cook better than your ass can. You made that stir fry. Yeah. You left your food on the car. You left your bag of groceries on the car. I didn't want it to spoil. I thought y'all were gone. I don't know. I'm just saying. Anybody can steal your shit. And then when people do steal and appropriate like white folks do and stuff, it's usually for their benefit. Like white folks is stealing all our music, our attitudes, our swag, everything about us. Oh, and other people's ears too, because I seen that, I don't know what to call that man, Mongolian, Oriental, hell, I don't know, he was either Chinese or Japanese. I'm from the South, hell, all I seen was black people, white people, and Mexicans. So when I came here and stuff, I literally had a culture shock. I'm like, man, I ain't never seen all these people. And Africans that's here and stuff, I was so happy when I seen my first African and stuff. And I was like, yes, y'all finally came to get us. I used to think y'all gonna come and get us when I was a little girl and stuff, and I was, young and stuff. Honey, I come to find out. Honey, I want to tell some of them, take your ass back home and wait till we come over there. Because you over here acting like white folks. And I don't know where all that come from. But when I was young and stuff, before I was tainted, before my innocence was broken and stuff. Who said that in the song? I think it was Luther Vandross. And yep, Dance with My Father. He said, when I was a child, before life removed all the innocence. Yeah, but at them days and stuff, I thought y'all were coming over here to get us and take us back home to our motherland. And not only did my people, they didn't tell me nothing that phase. We ain't even from Africa. I guess because, in them times and stuff, where we was at, where I was at and stuff, it just wasn't a time. But now, I feel like, y'all can take y'all ass right on back home and get ready and put together the finances and the resources so we can get over there. So we can come on over there and stuff, because you over here fucking up all outside your head and stuff, living like white folks, trying to be like white folks and stuff, and treat us like white folks. So, that's how that was and stuff. Yeah, just fucked up. I was like, damn. So, sometimes I don't know the different peoples and stuff like that. But anyway, y'all, I was just saying, I saw a video where the man, I don't know if he was Chinese, Japanese and stuff, honey, he went in the salon, honey, the barbershop, like himself. When that man came out, honey, he looked like a light-skinned black man. I said, oh, my ancestors. Who the hell is finna be black? Who finna be the new black people? And if it ain't white folks, and it's finna be these people right here. And then another video, honey, the man came out, well, you know how black men, when they start growing their hair out. I love y'all, too. Shout out to the black man. Yeah, and y'all have y'all hair plaited, and you have that little bead on the end of it right there and stuff. Honey, one of the videos, the man came out like that. I said, oh, my ancestors. Who gonna be the new black? And then they put that movie out, the black is the new orange or something like that. I'm just saying, I ain't trying to say nothing about that and stuff. I'm just saying the wordplay. The wordplay. Orange is the new black. Well, these people right here, and you got to admit now, white folks got you down pretty pat, black woman, my sister. You ain't got no originality to you no more. You don't. If you do, you got to find it. You better start pulling off that wig, them lashes, them nails and stuff, and find yourself. Yep. I'm just saying, they got you down to the pat. You know, you ain't got to worry, though. Just get yourself right so you'll be ready when the mothership come back, when the ancestors come back, when the shit hit the fan. You know, we got to be able to elevate higher when all of that go down and stuff, because it's going to happen. It's going to go down. It's out of our control. It's out of our control and stuff. I'm just saying, get yourself right. But, man, this is deep. It is. I had no idea. Yeah, I'm just like, shit, yeah. Well, whoever coming back, I got some questions to ask for my people. Because of shit, the way shit going now, Black America, I don't know what's coming first. Yep, I don't know what's coming first. But we got to be ready. You got to be ready. And if you're not going to make it. We got to make sure we make it, we live, we survive. And I want to read this part right here to you since I'm on religion. And I ain't religious. So at this point right here, if you know you're religious and, no, I can't listen to faith. I'm going to always forgive. I forgive for me. Forgive for your ancestors. You need to forgive your ancestors, Black America. You need to forgive yourself. We fought. Our ancestors fought every day of every year. Some of them, it took them a whole year to fight again just to escape slavery. Some of them were lynched together, burned, dismembered together, side by side. You got to forgive yourself. Stop feeling like, oh, our ancestors didn't fight hard enough for us and stuff, and we going through this and stuff, honey. The fear after Tulsa, honey, it was so palpable. Black people, we don't know if we coming, going, or spinning. We don't. You better stay away from my water. We don't know. And that's because of white America, as far as I can see. Yep, and now they trying to say Black folks are a threat to them. Oh, they trying to say Black folks are a threat to them. The way they motherfucking asses done sit up here and lynched and ate and roasted and burned and drugged our ancestors. Little motherfucking babies and shit at lynches. They motherfucking ass walking miles and miles. 10,000 people at John Hartfield's lynching. 10,000 motherfucking white people, old people, young people, babies, pregnant women. I'm just saying, motherfucking law enforcement, the NAACP and the law enforcement, they knew, but they couldn't stop it. Wasn't nothing they could do. No, and now these motherfuckers want to act like my people is the greatest threat. Oh, ancestors, please, I can wait. I can wait on you to, send me what I need. I can do that. Yeah, I ain't gonna rush myself. Yeah. But honey, y'all better stand up. You better stand up for Black folks. You show them the fuck better. I'll give all of that goddamn shit back to white America. Everything. Give them everything back. You gotta keep us alive. You gotta keep Black people alive. You can't let them motherfuckers erase us. I don't give a damn what they strip. On nothing. Now you better get books. You better start reading. Black people better start reading. That's what you ought to do. Everybody ought to get your channel. Get your reading channel. Yeah, I'm just saying, even if you ain't reading and stuff here, put somebody else on that can read. I'm just saying, we're going to sit down and Shay going to read us a book tonight. Yeah, and you just sit there and, and look at the comments and stuff for if you don't read that well. It don't matter. You can read a small book. You ain't got to read no big books and stuff, and don't go get no Helen Keller and shit like that. Yeah, we already fucked up. Let's finish this about religion because I bet y'all didn't know. Religion, honey, got a true purpose. Yeah, ask your pastor that. The true purpose of religion. Did his school teach him that? I didn't know either. Hell, I thought religion had one purpose, and that's to get you to heaven. That's it. You get to heaven. And Black people really want to get to heaven so bad, honey. So we ain't got no wicked hearts. We ain't got no wicked heart. Hell, we trying our hardest every day, even in our sleep. We just fantasizing and romanticizing and living and loving and anticipating heaven. We're white folks. Well, we're going to change that today. We're going to give you something else to think about. I'm just saying, the minds of most of our masses is still limited by what Eurocentric historiographers have placed within it. So we compulsively, instinctively, find a label within the parameters of their of their historiography to satisfy our need for identification instead of seeking ourselves. Compulsive behaviors like movies and video games, religion and school, and hanging out with your friends, and any goddamn thing that ain't got nothing to do with you and your people. They okay with it. Yeah, they okay with it. You can even do things for yourself. One book we read said that black people, a black person that reaches that pinnacle, you can do whatever you want to do individually, but you can't do it collectively. Yeah, you can get to the top by yourself. Yeah, honey, you can get to the top and just keep elevating, honey, and just fly around like Creflo Dollar across that stage when he said he wanted a jet. Told his congregation to buy him a jet. You can get to the top and just fly around and play and ooh-wee, I'm flying and stuff, but you got to go by yourself. You better not try to take your peoples with you. And that's what a lot of us did and stuff, and shit wasn't working. I'm like, damn, shit. Bring his ass down, some ancestors. I'm just saying. But y'all, the definition, it says right here, in the definition of its true purpose, and I got that highlighted, of its true purpose, religion may be defined as a cultural, psycho-philosophical vehicle of spiritual and intellectual enslavement. Let me read it again. Yep, I wrote it down word for word. Did I write down where it come from? I don't think so, but it's Dr. Ray Hagen's, honey. And he said that in the definition of its true purpose. So this is the true purpose. And I believe it too, because you get to heaven and stuff with white folk, they're going to clip your wings. Your ass ain't going to fly nowhere. You're going to be hopping with them little nubs and stuff. Yeah, you ain't. What's that bird that can't fly? The rooster or whatever. But I'm just saying. Religion may be defined as a cultural, crazy as hell, philosophical vehicle, because it's on the move, of spiritual and intellectual enslavement. Yeah. Which has as its end, the end goal. Number one, ain't got but two end goals. Number one, the cultural and racial superiority of the people who created it. Black people didn't create religion. We always been spiritual. Y'all ask, oh yeah, I'm religion, I'm Christian, yeah, I'm Catholic or whatever, I'm Baptist. And I thought we was Baptist my whole life. My mom said, girl, we Methodists. I said, oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Man, I didn't know all of them different classifications and stuff. And I just want to know, ain't it all these different classifications and stuff? Where the true God? Which one of y'all is the true God? Do you need to talk to each other to find out which one it is? Because when you do, you need to ask them, are you really supposed to go to heaven with white folks forever and ever and ever? I'm just asking. Because I don't want my people to be down here in this life under these motherfuckers, tortured, traumatized, tormented, oppressed, don't know yourself, hate yourself, dedicated ignorance. I don't want that in life and the afterlife. I mean, come on, like, damn. And the second end goal, y'all, this for you, Black America, because you ain't created. You did. The paralysis of analysis. Yeah, the paralysis of analysis. That rhymed on it. To those who believe in it. That's your black ass. Yeah. Your analysis is broken. It's paralyzed. It's froze. Yep. White people done hooked it up. You can't analyze nothing because of what white America done did with you and stuff. And I got the other part over there somewhere. I'll find it, because I usually use these and stuff, but in the move, everything is everywhere. But that circle right there, what's inside of that circle is all you can really think and comprehend and come up with and live by and create within that circle. Anything outside of that circle, you don't know. That's what religion does to you. Yeah, that's what religion does to you. So I bet your God is still in a box. I'm just saying, y'all the one got it. Oh, his name is Yahushua. His name is Yahweh. I ain't know nothing about that. My whole life, all I knew was Jesus and God. Black people A lot of times, that's all we knew was Jesus and God and stuff, some of us, you know. And I know maybe your life and stuff, where you was at your whole life and stuff, has always been Yahweh and Yahushua and stuff, but you still got to ask these questions. You still got to ask these questions, Black America. You got to ask Yahweh and Yahushua, are you a Black person? Man, woman, God. You ask them, are you supposed to go to heaven with white folks? Because you need to know if you need to spend the rest of your life and afterlife with white folks. Hell, we read some. I ain't never read none of these books. I love to read now. Until Trayvon, I was reading shit like Harlequin, My Romance, and Anne Rule and shit like that, you know. Yeah, I wasn't really reading what I should have been reading. That's why you got to get your channel. If you don't want to get your channel, so you still got to get your personal library at home. I got children books for my grandbabies and stuff called We Read, but Black America, you got to start your personal library if you already have it. And if you have started, go through it. Some of the books that you can, donate them to someone else, and you let her ass know. If your ass ain't going to start your library and utilize these books, let me know now, because I can give them to another sister. Stop all that bullshit. Hell, everybody ain't finna sit up here and be reading Little House on the Prairie no more. Fuck that dumb shit. Hell, just let they asses know. Now, Black woman, hell, they out here killing our motherfucking asses again. Wake your goddamn ass up for that boy get 7 years old. 8 years old, and then you know when they get up and hey, nah, I'm going to the store. I don't need you to walk to the store with me, mama. They get to that age where they want to go outside by themselves. Hell, quit treating us like we fragile. No, I can't say nothing to her. She gonna blow up. Yeah, she can't handle it. She can't handle the face. She gonna get mad and stuff, and she ain't that stuff. Your ass need to get mad. Let her motherfucking ass know now. You need to listen, Black woman. Shit, get some goddamn integrity about yourself. Hell, everybody know what Ray and Tyrone. Hell, we've been telling our kids, hell, for the longest, since they ass were 2 years old in the sandbox. Get your ass away from Tyrone. You know how his ass is. They ain't said nothing about Ken and Brad and white folks. Ain't said nothing about white folks. Don't be no fool and no dummy. I love you. I love you to life and afterlife. I do. I'm not here to lie to y'all and make y'all think, oh, Faith just talking shit and ain't none of that happening and stuff. And that was a long time ago. No, fuck, it wasn't no long time ago. Hell, it feel like it was yesterday. Don't make no sense. Yeah, you better wake your ass up. Yeah, you ain't got no other choice. Yeah, you're going to spend your life with white folks, then now you know. You're going to spend your life with white folks, now you know. And if you do decide, I don't care what Faith say. The Bible say there's many false prophets. Don't let nobody deter you and stuff. And I'm going to heaven with white folks anyway. Then take your ass on up there. But it ain't going to be nobody to free your motherfucking ass either. Sure, we don't know when it's going to be another Black person. Because, see, white people can't free us. Can't no other people free us. We the only ones can free us. And I freed all my ancestors that's in heaven by no fault of their own. Because Isaac McGee, lynchings in Duluth, Isaac McGee was calling on Jesus and God to save him from white folks. White Duluthians. Ain't nobody come save Isaac and Elmer and Elias. No, ain't nobody came. So they did end up in heaven because that's all they knew. But see, the cosmos got us. The cosmos love us. The cosmos manifested us. Because see, what happened, y'all, was when they got to heaven, after all that torture, and they got to heaven, their wings retracted. Their wings retracted. They didn't know how long it was going to be. They wasn't even aware of it. Don't the Bible say the dead don't know they dead or something? I don't know. But, you know, I think that it probably was somebody else that came along and told them they can leave heaven. Yep, I don't want you in heaven. No more with white folks. I guess it was somebody before me, because I sure told them. I sure did. When I realized that, yeah, they ended up in heaven by no fault of their own. And hey, that was in Red Summer. And that was the first book we read, the first book I ever read. And he the one said it, William Joseph Simmons, the motherfucker that revived the Ku Klux Klan in 1915 on Stone Mountain. I thought Stone Mountain had the Akashic Records. I know I'm saying this all over again because I want to connect these dots with y'all. But their ass was up there and he gave that speech and they revived the Ku Klux Klan on Thanksgiving night. Yep, Thanksgiving night. Now your ass really got to start. You got to start thinking Black America. So, that's neither here or there. And I digress. I just think that you should start saying forgiving them. Forgive yourself. Forgive your ancestors for being such fools for white folks. Just forgive yourself. Oh, and see, the best part about it is have your dinner whenever you want to. Yeah, have your forgiving dinner. Have it in January, February, March, and hell, have it every month of the year if you want to. Have it on your favorite days. Have it for Sunday dinner if you want to. Hell, go on and cook you some turkey. Hell, it probably got carcinogens in it. I'm just saying, if it's your own bird that you got in your own yard and stuff, and it ain't got pesticides and stuff like that in, I'm just saying, yeah, cook your dinner whenever you want to and stuff, because white folk done lied to you anyway. White folks done lied to y'all about everything. And y'all that went out and bought all them name brands and stuff like that. Oh, I don't know what to say. What y'all gonna do with it? Now you got all these name brands and stuff and they ain't no good. They just took all your money and stuff. I don't know. Well, if it really don't matter to you and it's just materialistic things like that, because I don't know if you can get your insurance on it. I mean, you paid what, $1,300 for the purse. Oh, and that damn Hermes purse. That motherfucker cost $38,000. Hell, I hope you had insurance on it. Will the insurance even be honored? Honey, if it don't, I'll throw all them motherfuckers in the trash and have a bonfire. I sure would. I'll throw all of them mother purses, shoes. I'll throw all that shit out. Y'all be seeing me burn it one at a time. We'll be out there till in the morning. Because I'll be burning some shit. Showing the fuck wood and throw that wig in there while you're doing it. I'm just saying. Get back to yourself. It's going to be hard to do. Yeah, I know it's going to be hard to do. I know what it's like under them wigs. You ain't got to tell me. Shit, go let sister hook your ass up. Hell, go short if you got to for a couple of months. You're pretty anyway. All that weaving shit ain't doing nothing but covering up your face and stuff. But yeah, get back to yourself and stuff. Find your originality, Black woman. Shit, here you trying to look like white folks, and hell, they all trying to look like you and stuff. I know. Oh boy. And then hell, some of y'all and stuff, I don't know it's you until I see your face. Shit, I don't be playing with y'all now. Girl, I didn't even know that was you. I wasn't being funny and stuff. It just, I don't know it's you right away. But when I do, then yeah, I love my people and stuff. I'm just saying, get back to yourself, sister. Yeah. So let's read because, let me just update on the books and stuff. First, we read Red Summer, The Summer of 1919, and The Awakening of Black America. And your ass is in a new awakening. You are in a reawakening. The whole world waking up. Even animals are waking up. But you, Black America, you in a second awakening. See how that worked for your motherfucking ass? Want to be around white folks. Got to be up under white folks. Then we read Racial Violence in Kentucky, 1865, right away to 1940. Yeah, white folks didn't waste no time riding down on black people. So then we read Racial Violence in the United States. And I was asking the ancestors, shouldn't this have been the last book? But they're like, no, read that next. Read it now. Because you're going to get to all the other stuff before that. And then you might read that one again at the end. Once we get past the trauma. But the trauma it seems like it's a lot. We're going to get through it, though, because we're going to find out what's wrong with my people. And then we read Racial Violence in the United States. Then we read Lynchings in Duluth. And I learned about Elias Clayton and Elmer Jackson and Isaac McGee in Duluth. And that was in 1920. Yeah. like 10 months and 18 days after 1919, the summer of 1919. It's like white folks was living vicariously, white Minnesotans was living vicariously through the other lynchings. That's what it seemed like to me, because they just readily came up with that lie that the carnival, the black men working for the carnival, raped and assaulted Irene Tuscan. That was her name. Her and her boyfriend, Jimmy Sullivan, came up with that lie, and white men just pounced on it. And it was the 3 lynching. They wanted to lynch all of the black men that was in the jail. I think it was 12 of them in there. They went and got black men from the carnival. Sure did. They went and got a whole lot of them from the carnival. I don't want to say, it was a whole lot of them. I'll just leave it at that. You can look it up if you want to. Get the book. I'll come on your channel and stuff and read. You get your channel and stuff. And it was one brother in the jail, and he was like, so y'all, this is shit y'all doing. We didn't even do nothing. That's what the book said. He was just like, we didn't even do nothing. He backed up and looked their ass square in their face. Yeah. We're going to fight it out, goddammit, if you do get me. But the other brothers and stuff, they was crying and praying. Isaac he was crying and praying. And some of the black men in there were like, man, they probably were getting mad at them and stuff. Because some of them black men in the lynchings and stuff were so scared. They were like, man, give them to them. Just give them to them. You know, I'm just losing my mind thinking about what's happening, what's going to happen to me. And you know, and I imagine they probably like, man, like, why the fuck you do it? And the black men hadn't even been doing nothing. White men were lying. White women were lying the whole time. That's why I don't believe nothing they say. I don't believe nothing that they say. They just needed an excuse for that rage to come out, and it was white women. It was white women and stuff, you know. It's fucked up. I'm just like, wow. And then after lynchings in Duluth, it was they were her property. Yeah, I know, because white women seem like they so fragile and stuff. That's how we seen them, I guess. Like they were so fragile and weak and didn't have no power and stuff. Hell, it was the white women, hell, that were controlling things. She sure was, honey. You think it was the white man, they were just as brutal. Yep, that was your Bonnie and Clyde. The white man and the white woman, the master and the missus. Yep, that was your motherfucking Bonnie and Clyde. She wasn't as strong as the white man was, the master. Now, it was some women that said in the book, they were real big. There were some big burly women. They were chopping down their own trees. So, yeah, you know, they were strong like the men was and stuff. But most of the white women stuff, they didn't have the strength that the white men had, but they were just as brutal. Yeah, they were cutting black women ears off and shit like that, and cutting their lips, pulling their fingernails out. I can just imagine. They said they were pulling their fingernails out and stuff. I can imagine all kind of shit that they were doing. Yeah, I can see it in them. Mm-hmm. Just because they done hid it from y'all motherfucking ass and shit. No, they ain't hid it from me. Sure ain't, honey. And then after they were her property, was it another one before? I think that we went to this right here. Yeah. So we ain't been on this that long. We ain't even halfway through. Almost. See, look, we almost halfway through. And I thank y'all. I appreciate it, you know, and the ancestors do too, because they want to be remembered. My ancestors want to be remembered. They deserve to be remembered. Where's their justice? Where they justice at? Reparations, y'all. When they get into this new world currency, this new world order, the new currency, the cashless society, that's going to void the fight for reparations. Yeah, it's a different currency. You can't pay for that debt with that currency. That's what they're going to say. Oh, no, this currency had no direct, no indirect involvement in that. And then by then, you know, it's going to be robots out here and shit anyway. You're going to be between a rock and a hard place and some damn metal. Ooh, just too much for me, honey. Yeah, you better stand up for something, black people. Yeah. So where were we when we last read this? Because I didn't come on last night and probably not the other night either. But I just hope that you process this. After every reading and stuff, I want you to process. Because I do. Because, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, honey. Yeah, you don't want to go around with this inside of you and stuff. You don't. You see enough as it is. So, just process this and use it so you can be safer. Your family can be safer. You can know and become aware when things do switch. Because with the draft riots, now it didn't start out about black people, but it ended up being, on black people. Yeah, honey, that shit. White folks and them Irishmen were mad at the drafters. Yeah, and they were burning down their offices and beating them up when they were leaving from work. Honey, them men were going, beating them up, attacking them and shit like that, following them home. And it was the white woman, motherfucking ass, the one that said, well, what about when you go to the war and help black men get free, and then they come up here and take all your jobs? And that's when men just, what? And they turned all that rage and anger on black folk, and it was on. Yep. All over our asses. That's how they was and stuff. So yeah, right today and stuff. Don't let them tell you that we are a threat to they motherfucking asses. They always been a threat to us, and they still are. Anybody, I know that's right, Davis. Anybody that think white America is vulnerable and can't fend for themselves and stuff, honey, they a motherfucking lie. They know these are some goddamn beasts. The new beast. A regular animal ain't got nothing on this clanimal. Sure don't, honey. A regular animal out there in the jungle and the wild and stuff, like, a bear or a tiger that's got to kill a giraffe because it want to eat. When you look at the African videos and stuff, what is it? The wildlife. And the lion be hunting the deer because he hungry and stuff. He just kill it and eat it. Oh, honey, this clanimal, these motherfuckers don't kill nothing because they torture. That's what they do. They love to sit there and torture and stuff. You're going to have to move. Go on. I wasn't calling you. Go. I know. I just said your name. Go. But yes, honey, animals ain't got nothing on this. Not the animals of the world that the cosmos created, put on this planet for your black ass to have dominion over. You were supposed to protect the animals. Now the animals waking up. They like, fuck black folks here. They done let these motherfuckers extinct all of half of the damn animal kingdom and done let these motherfuckers pollute the oceans and the waters and stuff. The fish is mad at your motherfucking ass. Dolphins is mad at y'all black asses and stuff. Because you ain't never stood up for nothing. You said the Bible for us. It's about us. The parts that's telling you who you is and what you supposed to do, your damn ass ain't doing it. That's why I say y'all ass been memorizing the Bible. Y'all motherfuckers. You been sitting here memorizing the Bible this whole goddamn time. Well, say who lying? Prove it then. Prove it. And then the Bible say a bastard can't even get into heaven. I'm just saying, that's what it said. I ain't never read the Bible now. I ain't never read it. I just got these contradictions because over the years I've been curious. I stopped going to church after Trayvon Martin because the pastor was always talking about money and stuff. You didn't have enough money. And then our 10s and 20s wasn't enough. And hell, I wasn't seeing nobody out there, no protests. So I was like, shit, yeah, I don't need to be up in here. I sure don't, honey. My church is right out here where my peoples is at. And so I ain't even been in church no more, because if I was, I'd be like, excuse me, Pastor and First Lady, can I get the application so I can ask for my money back? I need a refund on all my tithes this year. I don't want to hear that bullshit. No, we don't do refund. What you mean, a refund on your tithes, face? You heard me. If this finna be the first time, then I'm setting a motherfucking precedent. Because I want all my tithes back. Your ass just bought a damn car 2 years ago. Now you got a new one? No, I'm gonna need my tithes back. Somebody better be the first one to ask for your tithes back. Because when people realize, oh hell, I'm the real goddess. I'm goddess. And everybody realizing this stuff, some folks just gonna be, white folk gonna be asking for their money back just for the hell of it. Yes, Pastor, what's his name, Joel Osteen. Pastor Osteen, I need to ask for my tithes back that I tithed you and stuff, just because hell, it's some free money for their ass. But you black people, You better ask that pastor for your money back because they done lied to your ass. See, white folks can go to heaven. White folks can go to heaven. The man said in the book, William Joseph Simmons, when he revived the Ku Klux Klan, he said that he revived the Ku Klux Klan and it was his baby. That's what he said. Everybody knew that he looked at the Klan like my child. It said it in the book. I don't know where I put the book at. But he said he revived it because he had a spiritual vision of robed horsemen galloping in the sky. So somebody Bible lying. Yep. Well, if it ain't lying, hell, it ain't telling you everything. I'm just saying, Red Summer is my black Bible. I think that's our black Bible. That's our Bible. We need to get it, read it, look at it. I wish I had it so I could show you our black Jesus. We got black Jesuses. Yeah, Willie Brown. Willie Brown is our black Jesus. John Hartfield, Emmett Till, all of them. Those are our black Jesuses. There it is right there. Red Summer. Yes, the Dead Sea Scrolls. Oh, that's the wrong book. That's the deception, though. We want the Dead Sea Scrolls. And then I got the book of Enoch, too. I showed it. As soon as I seen it, I was like, yeah. Here it is right here, y'all. He said he formed a group in response to a spiritual vision of robed horsemen galloping in the sky, followed by a vision of a map of the United States. Ain't that a picture of the United States? Yep. Heaven is their vision. Heaven is their fantasy. Yeah. Earth, Wind, and Fire tried to tell your motherfucking ass. Fantasy. Yeah. White folks got their own fantasy. You better not take your ass to heaven with white folks. They're going to clip your wings, Jesus and God. I don't know. Don't be mad at me, God and Jesus and y'all higher power and stuff. I'm trying to seek the truth for me and my people. I already asked my higher power and stuff because I wasn't settling right with this. I wasn't trying to blaspheme and disrespect the higher power. I know the cosmos exists. Before anybody can even say when it happened, the cosmos, the ethers, always been up there. They don't know when it manifested the first black woman and black man. They don't know when the beginning was or when the ending is going to come. They sure don't. White folks don't for what they talking and stuff. Nope. And see, we think we know because of everything they taught us. And that's all wrong. All that bullshit wrong. They motherfucking ass just want you to go to heaven with them so they can continue to do what they've been doing here. And God and Jesus ain't going to stop them. Hell, they didn't stop them here, did he? What the hell make you think they going to stop them in heaven then? Hell, John Brown up there in heaven now telling white folks, him and his sons, because they can't go out of heaven. I'm going to the afterlife. I'm going to the 12th universe. Yep, I'm going to the 12th or never. Fuck that shit. I ain't going to the first universe, heaven, with white folks. Nope. And John Brown and his sons is up there telling white folks now, God damn it, you're up here doing the same thing to them. You're up here oppressing them. Riding through the clouds and shit. That's cotton up there, y'all. Them ain't clouds up there in heaven. No. I don't feel bad about telling y'all. I just hate it had to be like this. But that's cotton in heaven. That's what he galloping through. A field of cotton. Yeah, but there's some big cotton too, because there's some big clouds up there. Can you imagine the cotton over there in heaven? That's what it is. You better go to the afterlife where you can be free and you can fly forever and ever, honey. You can fly. And when you be free in the afterlife, y'all, it's like you at a forever land park. You can just be riding you can be on a star and just roll that star all around the multiverse if you want to. You can get on a rainbow and just woo. And honey, go down that rainbow before you know it, you in the 4th universe. It's multiverses. It's more than one universe. I thought it was just one universe, honey. It's a multiverse out there. White folks don't lie so motherfucking much to us. But they make sure some information get to their people so they can feel that, what they think they is. But that's a lie. Yeah, that's a lie. They use it well. They steal very well. But I'm just saying, when you get to the afterlife, you're free. You can fly if you want to. You know, I mean, yeah, you could be flying between drops of rain in the afterlife if you want to. Hell, you go to heaven and stuff, you ain't gonna be doing nothing but behind them pearly white gates. And when you come out, your ass gonna be picking that cotton. And they got overseers there too. He said they got on robes. So I guess they wearing the Ku Klux Klan robe in heaven. I don't know no black men that's wearing no robes and stuff. I'm just saying for you, for this context, what's going on. And that's on page 64. If you don't believe me, I'm not lying to my people. Hell, everybody else been lying to us. Shit, hell, I feel like betrayed. I'm like, damn. You know, but I forgive us for being naive and gullible and so sincere, so forgiving the white folks. We ain't never thought that they would ever do these things again. We ain't never thought that they would, just condone us staying in this situation that we in and stuff. I just having all the babies and, the bonds, the mingling and marrying and, and all these secrets and shit. And then now they got big orange brother out there. And I guess he finally let them know, yeah, this is what we finna do. So when is the gig going to be up? When are they going to tell Black America? Yeah, we've been using y'all all this time. Now we got you where we want you. I'm just saying, Black America shit, your ass the one ain't thinking about these things. I am, because I want to know hell shit. What the fuck is going on? Shit, is they ass trying to get that rage coming up again and stuff. And see, the world is on fire. The world is on fire. But see, we can't save the world. We got to save us. And that book, They Were Her Property, white women nearly went insane when they lost their property. The slaves. Yeah, they nearly went insane. And now, but see, it was kind of like they was okay. They could be okay with it because it was still that being around each other and stuff. They didn't have us, but we was around and stuff. Well, now we ain't even finna be around. We don't. What the hell you want? Nah, we don't touch me. Yeah. All right. I'm just saying, you gotta guard your energy. But anyway, before we read, I just want you to see our Black Jesus. We got our own Black Jesus. We got our own Jesus. And then who was ever talking about Black women fainting at that movie Passion for the Christ? Your ass fainting in the movie theater. Done threw up. Black women just throwing up. This is Black Jesus right here. We got a lot of them. We got so many of them. We done forgot them. We don't remember them. We don't talk about them. We don't name our babies after them no more. We don't celebrate their birthdays. We act like the people that did this, that committed these crimes to them and stuff is dead and gone, and all the atrociousness that's in them is dead and gone too. Oh, that was his great-great-great-granddaddy face. That was a long time ago. He ain't like his great-great-great-granddaddy. Not yet. Stop being so damn dumb and gullible. I'm just saying, Black America. Hell, everybody in the world, I don't know why people, everybody claim they love Black America. I love Black people so much. I love their culture. I love Black people. Black people always got the resilience and they always come through. And then they turn around and be like, yeah, well, where can I sign on the line so you can give me my part too? Everybody okay with it, long as they don't have to take the position of oppression that Black people have had to take. Yep, they out there right now protesting and stuff. Yeah, well, you better hope that shit don't turn around on Black America. Why y'all asses ain't out here helping us and shit, But we won't. I'm just saying, yeah. It's fucked up. It didn't even have to be like this. None of this had to be like this. This is Willie Brown, chief victim of the Omaha riot, September 28, 1919. Chief victim. That's what they call him, chief victim of the Omaha riot. This right here was by Cameron McWhirter. Yeah, we didn't set too well towards the end of the book. Yeah, a couple of them we didn't, especially that one book, Racial Violence in the United States. That got really, really hard and stuff because he started out being neutral. But towards the end, his motherfucking ass started referring to white men as the counter rioters and the Black men who were being lynched and burned and he would call them, they ended up calling them rioters. So we didn't really see eye to eye and stuff, you know. But yeah, this is somebody's great uncle. Great uncle. Look at him. Yeah, they ain't nothing but some demons, honey. This right here is your wicked heart. That's your wicked hearts right there, Black America. Your wicked heart. You see Jesus? You see our Jesus? You see that wood under him? You see them crosses under him? Do you? Because you need a rude awakening. Somebody need to show you what you really need to see. You know, you need to, from this point on and stuff, you need to start thinking and start paying attention to what really matters and stuff. In your Bible and stuff, you need to go look at them contradictions. You know them contradictions that's in the Bible. Y'all don't never want. Oh, here it is right here. Yep. Oh, it's so many. I don't even know. Well, I did tell you the few that I know. Yeah. Oh, slaves obey your master. And, yeah. They in there. You know which ones and stuff. You ain't even, if you don't even want to go look in the Bible and stuff, just ask yourself common sense. Common sense. Where's the justice for Black people? You don't think that even matters? Look at all these. There was who we talking about? John Hartfield, 10,000 people at his lynching. Yeah, Chicago's was the longest and bloodiest riot. Yeah, by Eugene Williams, Maurice Mays, Jim Grant. You know Jim Grant. They went and got his daddy. Made his daddy come and watch them torture him, and then they made him leave. Told him if he didn't leave, they were gonna string his ass up too. And he left in shock, traumatized. So Black America, yeah, you ain't got no other choice. This by force now, honey. This ain't by choice. I know all the fear that you feel for white Americans and stuff, honey. Your Bible done taught your Black ass that, oh, God didn't give us a spirit of fear. Well, you better use it now. This is the time for your ass to be fearless. I'm just saying, yeah. No, I ain't trying to sugarcoat nothing for nobody. Sure ain't not you and not white people either. Who's this? Bumps into girl is lynched. We read that a while ago. But who was it? Jesse Thornton bumped into the white lady and they lynched him. That was Jeff Brown. Bumped into a white woman. They lived. Jesse Thornton, they lynched him because he didn't say yes, sir, to a white man. Yeah, Jim Grant, the one that they went and got his dad, he had a girlfriend. But they said that he assaulted another white girl. He had a white girlfriend, I think, or something like that. He had a girlfriend, but they say he assaulted a white girl. So many things, you know. That's the threat to Black America. Them motherfuckers out there lying that we are threats to them. No, honey. It's the other way around. But let's read. Yep, lynchings, 100 years of lynchings. And this is about Ralph Ginsburg. And this right here is all newspaper clippings. These not his views and stuff. You know, it's just newspaper clippings. If I read more than one story on one victim, it's because where the lynching happened, that had more than one newspaper. And they all wrote on the story. Racial violence in Kentucky, 1865 to 1940, said that newspapers would compete with each other and embellish the story so they'll get more subscribers and, you know, yeah, make more money, more profit. But that would be why. New York World, July 29, 1916. New York Negroes staged silent parade of protest. Leaders among the Negroes of the New York City decided that a silent parade would be the most dramatic and effective way to make felt the protest of their race against injustice and inhumanity growing out of lynch law. And this silent parade was staged with real impressiveness and dignity and with an indefiable appeal to the heart in Fifth Avenue yesterday afternoon. From the time that the 3,500 or 4,000 men, women, and children marchers left 56th Street shortly after 1 o'clock until they were completing their dispersal in 24th Street about 3 o'clock, no note of discord was struck. 3,500 to 4,000 men, women, and children. Police Inspector Morris, who with upward of 100 policemen was in charge of the arrangement down to 42nd Street, expressed his warm admiration for those in the silent lines. They have done everything just right, he said to a reporter for the World. They have been lovely. And it might be mentioned that this was the first time that the reporter, who has observed many parades in the past few years in New York, ever heard a police officer use the adjective lovely to describe those whom it is his task to keep in order. Of the many printed signs prepared by the marchers, Inspector Morris doubted the good taste of only one. It showed a colored mother crouching protectively over two cowering children with the caption, East St. Louis. It was a riot in St. Louis, too. And then it showed a photograph of President Wilson and his assertion that the world must be made safe for democracy. I asked them if they did not think it was in bad taste, too, the inspector said, and they agreed that it was and put it aside. They made every effort to have this parade exactly what it was planning to be. The only sound as the marchers passed down the avenue was the slow tum-tum, tum-tum-tum, and except for little cries of sympathy and admiration from women when they saw a tiny, bright-eyed, kinky-haired baby peeping solemnly over the moist neck of its marching mothers. The silence of the parade spread to and enveloped the watchers on the sidewalk too. Black people were so proud. Yeah, little babies just looking at them with their little cotton ball eyes. You know how they have them big shiny eyes. They ain't no sinners, honey. Black babies ain't no sinners. No, you couldn't get a black baby to go say cut off somebody's ears. No. That was a motherfucking lie, and it still is. Tell them I said it. And where to lie? Because I bet you right today, white babies will take some slaves. Yeah, white folks will do slavery. They'll propose slavery again. I ain't calling it into existence. I'm just telling you. Yeah. Don't you give them the benefit of the doubt? There must have been as many colored men and women and babies on the sidewalk as there were in the parade. Wow, there must have been like 8,000 black people there for us. The love we feel for us. These motherfuckers crazy. Probably there were more. And they too showed the same restraint and sense of decorum that governed the marchers. They were silent. It was a silent parade. The parade was led by a drum corps of boys in khaki. Then there were 14 lines of young girls. After them were 6 rows of boys, 85 rows of women, many of them mothers with babies in their arms, and 55 lines of men. The lines appeared to average 20 persons. In the line of march were doctors, lawyers, ministers, school teachers, and trained nurses. Many veterans of the Spanish-American War were there too. The Grand Marshal, Captain Hubert Jackson, served in Cuba and the Philippines as captain of Company L of the 6th Massachusetts. Clifton G.A. French, a lawyer, was in the 23rd Kansas. He explained the purpose of the parade this way. We love our government, and we want our government to love us too. The banners carried aloft bore the following inscriptions. Thou shalt not kill. Until the least of these, my brethren. Mother, do lynchers go to heaven? Suffer little children and forbid them not. Give me a chance to live. Mr. President, why not make America safe for democracy? The first blood for American independence was shed by a Negro, Crispus Attucks. Put the spirit of Christ in the making and the execution of laws. Your hands are full of blood. We have 30,000 teachers. Race prejudice is the offspring of ignorance and the mother of lynching. These is all of the signs that was at the march. 10,000 of us fought in the Spanish-American War. 3,000 Negroes fought for American independence under George Washington. No Negro has ever betrayed his country or attempted to assassinate a president or any official of the government. Patriotism and loyalty presuppose protection and liberty. America has lynched without trial 2,867 Negroes in 31 years. 31 years. Not a single murderer has suffered. Memphis and Waco, centers of American culture. 20,000 black men fought for your liberty in the Civil War. The world owes no man a living, but every man an opportunity to earn a living. 34 Negroes have received Carnegie Hero medals. Our music is the only American music. A square deal for every man. And there was another one to the effect that if there is any fault to be found with color, either white people or God is responsible. Atlanta Constitution, August the 20th, 1916. Five hanged on one oak tree. Gainesville, Florida, August the 19th. 5 Negroes, 3 men and 2 women, were taken from the jail at Newberry, Florida, early today and hanged by a mob. And another Negro was shot and killed by deputy sheriffs near Jonesville, Florida, as a result of the killing yesterday of Constable S.G. Wynne, W-Y-N-N-E, and the shooting of Dr. L.G. Harris by Boise Long, a Negro. And that's B as in boy, Boise Long, B-O-I-S-E-Y. The lynched Negroes were accused of aiding Long to escape. Philadelphia Inquirer, August the 27th, 1916. Lynched despite protests of rape victims' parents. Shreveport, Louisiana, August the 26th. A mob of 1,000 yesterday took Jess Hammett, H-A-M-M-E-T, a Negro, from the jail at Vivian, 20 miles north of here, and hanged him to a telegraph pole. He was identified by a white woman as the man who had attempted an assault upon her. The woman's parents pleaded with the mob to desist. Hammett, as a servant years ago, cared for the woman he is said to have attempted to outrage. More likely they was, I digress. Providence Bulletin, August the 31st, 1916. Sheriff nearly lynched. Lima O. L-I-M-A and O. I don't know what that's for. Oakland? Or something? I don't know. Lima O. August the 31st. Sheriff Sherman Eli, E-L-Y, of this county was slashed, kicked, and nearly lynched by a mob of 3,000 last night when he refused to divulge the location of a Negro prisoner wanted by the mob. The mob descended upon the local jailhouse before dusk and demanded surrender of Charles Daniels, a Negro, held for questioning in connection with the assault of Mrs. John Barber, a white woman. The sheriff refused to surrender him. The mob smashed its way into the jail, searched it cell by cell, and realized that the prisoner had been spirited away and hidden elsewhere. See, racial violence in Kentucky, 1865 to 1940, said how the law authorities and stuff started taking black men to other jails and stuff in other counties to get them away from the mob because the state of Kentucky had decided that they didn't want white men, Kentuckians, lynching the whole state. They wanted them to stop lynching, burying, dragging, and burning, black men and hanging them from trees and stuff, because they wanted people to move there and bring their businesses and have families and stuff. So, they wanted people to move to Kentucky, and we love you. What is Kentucky called? A something state or whatever and stuff. But yeah, they wanted white people to do that, and white people didn't want to do it. No, white people like, hell no, we're not going to stop lynching black men. We're not going to stop burning them and roasting them and dismembering them and dragging them. They didn't for a while. I don't know how long. Maybe I'll find out and we'll talk about it. But they didn't do it for a while, and then eventually they said, okay, we'll stop doing them like this. But you, authorities, when a black man is accused of a crime or a black woman is accused of a crime, you must lynch them immediately in public. That's the only way they stopped doing it. So the state of Kentucky said, okay, all right, when a black man commit a crime or a black woman, we'll lynch him in public. No trial, no nothing. Sometimes they wouldn't even identify because it was a lie. It was a lie. So, they did that for a while. And then Kentucky was like, look here now. We got to stop doing it. We can't do it public no more. But white Kentuckians was fucked up about, no, hell no. You tricked us. You said you were going to lynch them. And, immediately. And the Kentucky law and stuff, they said, well, here's what we'll do. We'll still lynch them, but it's got to be private. We can't do it in the opening no more. We can't have people walking down the street and we can't have people hearing the screams and the yells and stuff no more. We want people to move here for businesses and stuff, So they said, so we'll make it private. We'll make it private. And y'all can come and see the private lynching. But the thing about that is they charged them. They had to pay a fee to see the lynching. And white folks did pay that fee to see lynchings and stuff. And some of them, knocked out the wood and stuff or the bricks and stuff so they could watch the lynching and stuff, and probably was in trees and peeking through windows and shit, like, because everybody didn't have the money for it. But that's what they did and stuff. Yeah. That's what they did. So in this right here, when it said that the mob found out that he wasn't there, Charles Daniels wasn't in that jail, that was because they had speared him. They had took him somewhere else so the mob wouldn't get him. And a lot of times when the mob couldn't get him, they went and got somebody else. They went on, they exploded, honey. They went through the whole towns and stuff, flipping over cars and them trolleys and stuff. Them trolleys that, and it ain't no windows and doors on it. You just jump on there like that one commercial where that woman just jumped on the trolley and it just took off down the hill. Big hill in San Francisco, I guess, like that. Well, black men would be on the trolleys and stuff and doing things like this right here, times like this right here. White men would just rush down there and stuff, and they were knocking the trolleys off the wires and all kind of shit. And a lot of times the black men didn't even know what was happening. They was on their way from work, they were going to work, or they was, just out shopping on their way home, visiting loved ones, just getting back in town, whatever the case may be. And that's what happened and stuff. That's how it was. So see, you see who the real threat has always been. White people. And white people, y'all motherfucking asses, you the only threat that need to be watched right now. And if you don't know, you will by the end of these books. You need to know so you can get yourself right, because you ain't had no therapy. We ain't had no healing, and y'all white ass ain't had no therapy. Y'all asses as sick as ever. And your ass ain't even human. You need to tell us, because all of this cannibalistic shit inside of you, animals of the world ain't even got this cannibalistic nature in them like you do. I don't know if your ass is a new species or not. I don't know all of that. Hell, I just sat down and started reading this, but it's looking to me like you totally something different. Now, I don't know which one of our ancestors was it, Amos Wilson? Somebody. I'll get to it. I'll remember and tell y'all. But, I digress. Let's just read. Yeah. Let us know something. With blood streaming from a dozen cuts and with 2 ribs fractured, the sheriff refused. Oh, wait a minute. Let me back up a little bit here. The mob smashed his way into the jail, searched it cell by cell, and realized that the prisoner had been spirited away and hidden elsewhere. The mob seized the sheriff, stripped him of his clothes, kicked him, beat him, and cut him, dragged him to the principal street corner of this town, and tied a noose around his neck, threatening to hang him to a trolley pole unless he told where he had hidden the Negro. See, they'll kill each other. Sure will, honey. They killed John Brown and his 2 sons. They in heaven now telling white folks, how could you do this? You up here in heaven doing this. You done tricked black people to come into heaven with you. I don't know which white person. I think it's some white person done escaped heaven, and they got out of that first universe, and they made it to the ethers. to the multi-universe. That's why that spiritual war going on out there. Yep. They trying to get his ass out there. I don't know where he was hiding at, y'all. Yep, he was hiding somewhere and probably done procreated, done took over, I don't know, but it's big. Yeah. Just start thinking. When you start thinking and looking at stuff through a black perspective, take religion out of it and stuff. You got to forgive and stuff, fine. Keep your Bible too. Keep your King James Version. I ain't even on that no more. Keep it. Because I know you, Black America, you feel with your whole heart, your whole being, your whole soul, that Bible is your lifesaver. It saved your life so many times. It came through for you. Honey, that was the ancestors coming through for your ass. But I digress. Keep your Bible. But you better pick up black people Bible too. You better pick up black people's Bibles too. You got two arms, honey. Yeah, both of them too short to box with God. But I'm just saying, you gonna keep the white man Bible and stuff here. You ain't reading it right no damn way. Shit, you don't sit there and memorize the whole goddamn Bible. Then want to tell us, oh, the baby, he gonna be a pastor when he grow up here. He memorizing it too. Oh, Minneapolis Tribune. September 3rd, 1916. Who they talking about? Lynch leaders declare lynching was humane. And didn't I just say they motherfucking asses is inhumane? But they gonna say lynch leaders declare lynching was humane. But I digress, that's what they think about themselves and stuff, honey. It's being proven. Again. It's documented. This is true. All of this is true. Yep, this ain't no lie. This ain't no lie. Fuck the dumb shit. You have heard about Southern chivalry all your life. Now, a new phase of it has developed in the application of ethics to lynching. If you were to be lynched by a mob, you would appreciate it greatly if you were shown every courtesy during the proceeding. To all persons who yearn to be the guest of honor at what used to be facetiously termed a necktie party, therefore the gentlemanly and humane mob of Stuttgart, 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 Arkansas is recommended without reservation. This who y'all lay in the bed with, have babies with, depleting all your melanin and all your greatness, all your godliness, laying down with clanimals. Then the Bible say, lay down, dog, get up with fleas. Don't throw your pearls among swine or something like that. Everything telling you ain't heard nothing. I ain't get past Genesis. But if I had her, I'd have me and my pastor, all of them, honey, our Bible study would have been different. Yep, sure would have. Down in Stuttgart last week, a Negro was lynched. He had been accused of attacking the daughter of a white planter near the town. The mob worked quietly and expeditiously, but necessarily without the limelight. Did it in the dark, huh? After it was all over, unauthorized versions of the affair were circulated and accepted by the public. It was to set the public right that the lynchers decided to proclaim just how genteel it really was. So the following card was sent to the Free Press, the town's newspaper, which published it on August 11th. We, members of the committee that hanged the Negro Wednesday morning, have, after listening to the false stories about the affair, concluded that it is due to the public that they may be made acquainted with the true facts. The criminal was taken from jail at DeWitt, brought to the scene of execution, and hanged in as humane a manner as possible. Quite recently in England, a man was hanged for high treason. He suffered the tortures of strangulation for 9 minutes before he was pronounced dead by the attending physicians. We give you our word that the criminal we lynched did not live 9 seconds after his feet left the ground, as the bullet wounds on his body will prove. The only request made by the criminal was that he be hanged or shot and not tortured or burned. That his request was granted was self-evident to everyone who saw the remains. For obvious reasons, we must withhold our names and beg to sign ourselves, yours for the proper and unfailing enforcement of the law. The committee. Atlanta Constitution, September 30th, 1916. Two saved from first mob are lynched by second mob. Damn! Nowata, Oklahoma, Nowata, Nowata, Oklahoma, September 29th. Two Negroes were saved from lynching today by the eloquent plea of a Methodist minister, only to be lynched later on by a second mob. John Foreman, Negro, and another Negro, unnamed, were arrested on the outskirts of town last night in connection with the shooting of Deputy Sheriff James Gibson. Foreman was wounded in the course of the arrest and was not immediately molested by the mob. The unwounded Negro, however, was seized by the mob, which had grown to large proportions, and a parade through the principal streets began with the Negro at a rope's end, screaming for mercy. When the mob reached the Methodist church, a large tree offered the opportunity. The rope around the Negro's neck suggested. When the mob reached the Methodist church, a large tree offered the opportunity. The rope around the Negro's neck suggested. Let's lynch the Negro on holy ground, shouted one man. The prisoner was swung clear and was being choked to death when Reverend Perry E. Pierce, Pierce, appeared. Attracted from his study by the Negro's screams, he rushed into the midst of the crowd and began his pleadings for the seemingly doomed man's life. Men, I beseech you in the name of God not to desecrate this holy ground, pleaded Mr. Pierce. Do not stain the name of our city by going into this terrible affair. So what they do, take him somewhere else? With great earnestness, he demanded that the law be allowed to take its course. 5 minutes, the pastor spoke until one of the mob leaders, turning to his fellows, said, "Men, Mr. Pierce is right. Take the nigger back to jail and let the law take its course." The suspended Negro was cut down, unconscious but alive. The mob led him back to jail. Nowata was quietly following the episode, but quiet was only the lull before the storm. Shortly after the dinner hour, Foreman and the other Negro who had been rescued in the afternoon were taken from the jail by another mob, a larger one, and were strung up on the grounds of the courthouse. I don't know where you live at, but it's some atrocious crimes that went on at our courthouses too. The very courthouse where your ass, look, yeah, the court. We got people sit in our courthouse and stuff. Where I'm from, people sit in our courthouse and be in there all damn day. In the court, just in the courthouse, hanging out in the courthouse all day. All that blood soaked in the ground. Right there at the courthouse, that big old coat, or that big old, the churches and stuff. Look into your city, wherever you live at, and see what's done went on there. It's time. It is time. This ain't even covering. This is 100 years of lynching. This ain't even covering, not even close to half of the Black men, women, and children who have been lynched and burned. LQ Ivy, they burned. LQ was 14, I think. They burned LQ Ivy. White folk put so much kindling under him. And when it died down, they put some more kindling under him. Burned him until there wasn't nothing left of his ashes, nothing but the skull. These people's not right. You can't spend your ever after with white folks, Black America. You cannot. You do, my sister, Black woman, for your own life, here and after life, think for yourself and your children. Your babies, them is godly. They don't deserve to be trapped and oppressed in life and afterlife. Atlanta Constitution, October 9, 1916. Negress taken from jail and riddled with bullets. Negress taken from jail and riddled with bullets. Arlington, Georgia, October the 4th. Mary Conley, the Negro woman whose son, Sam Conley, killed E.M. Melvin, a prominent white planter near here Monday, was taken from the guardhouse in Leary sometime during the night and lynched. Her body, riddled with bullets, was found by the roadside by parties coming into Arlington during the early morning hours. When Melvin reprimanded Sam Conley for the way the latter was neglecting his work, the Negro's mother showed resentment. It is claimed that Melvin then slapped and grappled with her, whereupon Sam Conley picked up an iron scale weight and struck the white man on the head in defense of his mother. Melvin died a short time later. Conley escaped, but his mother was captured and put in jail here. The mob had no difficulty in breaking into the guardhouse, which was unguarded, the officers not anticipating trouble. The lynching was very quiet. Yes, honey, white folks. Mary Conley. Montgomery Advertiser, October 10, 1916. Negro insults white woman, is shot and strung up. DeWitt, Arkansas, October 9th. Frank Dodd, D-O-D-D, a Negro, who was arrested yesterday charged with having insulted two young women, was taken from jail here early today and hanged. His body was riddled with bullets and left hanging to a tree in a Negro settlement on the outskirts of DeWitt, Arkansas. Frank Dodd. New York Evening Globe, October 16, 1916. Two lynched. One had voiced approval of another's misdeed. Paducah, Kentucky. My family from Kentucky. My family live in Paducah. Mayfield, they're all over. Louisville, Mayfield, Kentucky. Yeah. I wasn't but 12 miles from Kentucky. I walked to Kentucky. Yeah, a couple of times. Yeah. Paducah, Kentucky, October 16th. Two Negroes were lynched by a mob here today and their bodies burned. One was charged with attacking Mrs. George Rose, a white woman, at her home in the suburbs last Friday, while the other was accused of voicing approval of his action. An editorial from the Pittsburgh Leader, January 23rd, 1917. A cowardice of lynchers. The cowardliness of the mob intent on lynching has often been illustrated, but seldom in so striking a manner as in two recent instances reported from southern states. In one of them, Governor Stanley of Kentucky, alone and unarmed, held off the mob by a display of personal courage that does not have its parallel in the history of such outrages. When the news reached him that a mob was being organized in Mary, Kentucky, to lynch a colored prisoner, the governor immediately went to the jail, confronted the howling pack, and cowed it with a few words that proved his magnificent courage, as well as his devotion to the duties he had been elected to perform. The governor dared the mob to attack him before attacking the prisoner. The mob melted away like snow beneath the sun. And now comes another illustration from Columbia, South Carolina, where, according to the news reports, a 14-year-old girl, armed with a revolver which she did not know how to use, kept a mob of lynchers at bay. The mob surrounded the jail and demanded the person of a colored man who had been arrested for assaulting a white man. The jailer's daughter was the only one left to protect the prisoner, and she immediately took her stand in front of the jail and defied the mob to test her ability to riddle it with bullets. The child was in control of the situation when her father arrived and took charge of it himself. There's nothing so cowardly as a mob of lynchers. New York Globe, July 25th, 1917. Two hung for jostling horse, Montgomery, Alabama, July the 25th. Will and Jesse Powell, Negroes who were arrested here today on a charge of threatening the life of a white farmer and his Negro helper, were tonight taken by a mob from deputies in Lowndes County and lynched to a nearby tree. The trouble is said to have arisen when the Negroes brushed against the farmer's horse. Brushed against the farmer's horse. It don't get no better. White folks don't get no better. They ain't had no healing. They had no therapy, no nothing. Just secrecy. Just done hidden all of this rage inside of them. Yeah, I gotta get a chair. I gotta get a chair or something. We ain't gonna be long though. We're gonna read a few more. Oh yeah, I think we can read a little more. I'll see you tomorrow, Yeah. Picture caption in the Chicago Defender, September the 8th, 1917. Grim reminder. Above is the head of L. Persons, ELLPersons, Negro, who was burned to death in Memphis, Tennessee on May 18th. This head was cut off the body and is seen here on the pavement of Beale Street. The principal business street of the Negro section. Both ears have been severed from the head by souvenir hunters, along with the lower lip and nose. Copies of this photograph are sold in Memphis for $0.25 apiece. Chicago Defender, October 13, 1917. Boy unsexes Negro before mob lynches him. Houston, Texas, October the 12th. 800 oil field workers, whites, Mexicans, Germans, and Italians, employed at Goose Creek, a suburb of this city, seized Bert Smith, a member of the race, and brutally hung him to a tree and riddled his body with bullets and horribly mutilated it with sledgehammers and butcher knives after cutting it down. Smith was accused of committing an outrage on his employer's wife. Smith, who was employed as cook on the oil reservation, made complaint to the head of his camp concerning the indecent remarks that were recited to his sister and his mother, who came to see him occasionally, and pointed out several men who had annoyed them. A crowd of whites was standing nearby and heard Smith's complaint, and it is claimed that a heinous crime against Smith and his relatives was hatched by this bunch. A week later, Smith's sister was on her way from Houston to the camp at Goose Creek and was seen approaching by three whites who secluded themselves behind some shrubbery. When the girl passed, they leaped out, gagged and bound her, and carried the body into the woods. And the three in turn committed outrages on her. After satisfying their beastly natures, they stripped the girl of her blood-stained garments and hung them over her head on the limb of a tree. She was found late in the afternoon by several small boys who were out berry picking. The day following, one of the men came near Smith and said, "Hey, nigger, did you see that ugly black wench they picked up in the woods yesterday?" And also uttered other horrible phrases concerning the outrage that would not look good in print. In the midst of these remarks, Smith dealt this white a vicious blow that failed him. The argument was closely watched by a number of oil drillers who immediately attacked Smith and placed a rope around his neck, hammered his mouth in with a sledge, and pierced his body with sharp instruments, and then forced a 10-year-old white lad who carried water around the camp to take a large butcher knife and unsex him. Smith, who was still alive, begged that all his feelings be taken from him. He was dragged down the main thoroughfare near the camp houses. and viewed by citizens, including women. Chattanooga Times, February 13, 1918. Blood-curdling lynching witnessed by 2,000 persons. Estill Springs, Estill Springs, Tennessee. February 12th. Jen McIlroy, McIlheron, the Negro who shot and killed Pierce Rogers and Jesse Tiggart, two white men at Estill Springs last Friday, and wounded Frank Tiggart, was tortured with a red-hot crowbar and then burned to death here tonight at 7:40 by 12 masked men. A crowd of approximately 2,000 persons, among whom were women and children, witnessed the burning. The Negro was brought to Estill Springs on passenger train number 5, arriving here at 6:30. A crowd of about 1,200 persons met the train and joined the captors. Shouts of "burn him, filled the air. 12 men with faces masked stepped forward from the crowd and took possession of the Negro. Simultaneously, as if it was a signal, others scattered among the crowd, apparently trying to keep strict order. McIlroy, who was badly wounded and unable to walk, was carried to the scene of the murder, where preparation for a funeral pyre was begun. The Negro was swearing with every breath and attempting to put part of the blame upon the son of Lynch, the Negro preacher who was inadvertently killed yesterday by members of the posse. He said that he was persuaded to kill the young man by the preacher's son. Several prominent citizens of Estill Springs made speeches and implored that mob to take the Negro out of town to burn him, in order that the women and children might not witness the gruesome affair. After deliberating some time, the executioners agreed to their request. The captors proceeded to a spot about a quarter of a mile from the railroad station and prepared the death fire. The crowd followed and remained throughout the horrible proceedings. The Negro was led to a hickory tree, to which they chained him. After securing him to the tree, a fire was laid. A short distance away, another fire was kindled, and into it was put an iron bar to heat. When the bar became red hot, a member of the mob jabbed it toward the Negro's body. Crazed with fright, the black grabbed hold of it, and as it was pulled through his hands, the atmosphere was filled with the odor of burning flesh. This was the first time the murderer gave evidence to his will being broken. Scream after scream rent the air. As the hot iron was applied to various parts of his body, his yells and cries for mercy could be heard in the town. After torturing the Negro several minutes, one of the masked men poured cold oil on his feet and applied a match to the fire. As the flames rose, enveloping the black's body, he begged that he be shot. Yells of derision greeted his request. The angry flames consumed his clothing, and little blue blazes shot upward from his blazing hair before he lost consciousness. The Negro was captured at 11 this morning after about 1,000 shots had been exchanged. The posse, which was pursuing McIlroy, surrounded him in an old barn 5 miles west of McMinnville this morning at 4. The pursuers waited until daylight before attempting his capture. Several times he attempted to get away, and each time he was driven back by a fusillade of bullets. It is thought that he received his wounds in these attempts to escape. Many tricks to cause him to waste his ammunition was resorted to. Hats were stuck out from behind the trees, and each time the Negro would catch sight of one, he would open fire, sometimes losing 2 or 3 shots. At 11 this morning, his guns were silenced, and the posse rushed forward. About 15 shots were exchanged at this time, but no member of the mob was hurt. McElwain was found lying on the floor of the barn with one eye shot out, one bullet in his arm, and his body sprinkled with BB shot. He was then taken to McMinnville on a handcart, and from there carried to Tullahoma, then to East Steel Springs. Chattanooga Times, February 14, 1918. Gruesome details given on Estelle Springs lynching. Estelle Springs, Tennessee, February 13th. The body of Jim McElwain. They had more than one newspaper. The body of Jim McElwain, the Negro who was burned at the stake last night, was taken down today from the tree to which it had hung since the burning by his relatives. This is the first time that I never mentioned the relatives. The lower part of his body was burnt to a char. From the waist up, the body was cooked to the bone. The marks on the neck were the only ones that could be distinguished. While it is said to be generally known who the executioners are, no names are being mentioned. Having accomplished its purpose, the community is now quiet, and everyone is going about its business. White folks. Till it's time to do it again. The Times special correspondent who witnessed the burning Tuesday night of Jim McElwain, Negro, who shot and killed 2 white men and dangerously wounded another at Estelle Springs last Friday, reported in person to the Times yesterday afternoon. The reporter gave the Times the facts of the burning over the telephone a few minutes after it occurred. He stated that while he was telephoning the facts of the burning into this office, one of the members of the mob stood at his side with a gun, warning him not to give out any names. The following was taken from his notebook. 5 o'clock. Word reaches here that Boyd's slayer is captured and is being brought to Estelle Springs. All afternoon, little groups of men with firm jaws set and determined looks upon their faces arrive on horseback. All are heavily armed. Reported that a wire has been sent to Governor Rye asking for troops to prevent lynching. That was at 5 o'clock. By 6:30, approximately 1,500 people are crowded around the railroad station and along the side of the tracks. The train arrives and the posse alight with the Negro, who is lying on the street on a stretcher. A prominent citizen jumps to the station platform and asks the crowd to keep order. He then asked that the Negro be taken out of town to be burnt. That's when in the other newspapers said that they didn't want it to happen because of the women. The Negro's captors carried their prisoner to the exact spot where the boys were murdered, and orders are given for these desiring to look upon him to form single file and march by. They are asked not to do violence to the murderer or to spit in his face. The crowd does as bid and marched by. The Negro with one eye shot out and arm hanging limp, the result of a bullet wound received in the battle with the posse and his clothing covered with blood, was a gruesome sight. He is glaring at the spectators and cursing with nearly every breath. A female relative of one of the slain boys comes up to the Negro, kicks him in the ribs, and spits in his face. Bitch. When an attempt is made to dissuade her, she becomes hysterical and cries for a pistol, begging that she be allowed to end the life of the black. Among the spectators were women with babies in their arms and little children hardly able to toddle. Didn't I tell you they had their motherfucking babies there? It's in the baby's blood. It's in their spine. It's in their mind. It's in them. They didn't have no problem bringing their babies, newborn babies, to lynchings. because it's in their nature. It's always been in their nature, and it ain't going nowhere now. Little motherfucking kids, hard labor to walk, little big-headed ass babies, sitting at lynches. By 7:30, the Negroes being chained to a hickory tree, and the funeral pyre is being made ready. Everyone wants to give a hand. Several little boys carry wood for the pyre. Them your sinners. Them your sinners right there, Black America. Wake your ass up. Our babies ain't no sinners. Our godren are not sinners. Our children are not sinners. Children. I like to say children. CHIRREN. Fuck the dumb shit white folks done taught us. Fuck all that shit. Fuck it. Let them have that bullshit back. They got some motherfucking kids. They got some goddamn goats that's just like them. And those that feel and that know the truth and admit it, your ass know this is the truth too. Go on and admit that your damn people ain't even human. They some other type of fucking mystery. Don't nobody know what the fuck they are. All this time they ass done climbed out of these cages, them caves and shit. The biggest mystery on this motherfucking planet. It's time to know what the fuck are they. They ain't like Dr. Ray Hagen said, see, this is why they ain't got no, this is why you can't go to heaven with them. Heaven is a motherfucking lie. You got to have a body, a soul, and a spirit. Dr. Ray Hagen said melanated people have all three of these spiritual gifts. A body, a soul, and a spirit. Animals got a body and a soul. You got to have a body, soul, and spirit. We talking about people. White people ain't got no spirit. I don't think white people got no soul either because they ain't got no emotion. They play a good game. They cry a good game. Hell, anybody got crocodile tears. Ain't nobody's bigger than the white person. But anyway, he said animals got two of these. A body and some souls. You know, a body and a soul. And then, you see animals in the afterlife. I'll put animals in the afterlife. You love animals like that. I will. If you want them. But Europeans got one. They ain't got nothing but a body. Them motherfuckers ain't got a goddamn thing but a body. They don't learn from everybody else how to act and pretend like they got a soul, like they got a spirit, like they got a conscience, like they got intuition, but they don't. They don't. No, we're gonna have to treat their ass like we treat other animals. I mean, shit, you got to set boundaries in Black America. I'm just saying. Now, the body, everybody, even a damn fish, that fish your uncle brought home when he went fishing, that fish got a body. And a body got touch, taste, smell, hearing, and sight. This Dr. Ray Hagen's, I drew it. Yeah, I drew it. Yeah, I ain't got no problem doing the motherfucking knowledge, studying, learning. So the body, white folks got that. Yeah, they can touch and taste and hear and smell and stuff. Everybody you can think of. My cat too, they got a body. Now the soul, see, they were finna get tricky. The soul, to have a soul, you gotta have intellect. You gotta have emotion. See, it's in the second circle right there. Intellect. You gotta have, the soul, you gotta have intellect, emotion, and will. Animals got intellect. They ain't gonna eat no damn poison. Hell, I don't care if you just put a spoonful in the hamburger meat. They ain't gonna eat no poison now. If you put just a little bit over time, then it'll kill them and stuff. But animals smart. They smart as hell. They can't wait to stand up and let us know what they want to tell us. And when they see them robot dogs, they finna stand up, take your motherfucking remote, let you know your black ass done set up here and let them put real robots in society. Man, give me that motherfucking remote. Talk about goddamn Scooby-Doo. Y'all motherfucking asses. Animals got emotion. You see animals cry when they mate, when something happen to their mate. You see videos now all over the internet. Animals coming to get humans because they mate. Another one of their animals, they tribe is hurt in a fence, some shit like that. Animals got emotion. Animals got will. An animal know, no, hell no, I want to go get groomed today. Shit, cut your motherfucking nails. You take a bath. Animals got a body and a soul. It ain't saying nothing about white folks. No, I don't think, no, to me, no, white folks ain't got no spirit. I mean, no soul. Because, you got to have that intellect, emotion, and will to have a soul. I ain't seen no emotion from white folks. I ain't seen nothing but some fake-ass tears from white folks. Then and now, for all the motherfucking love. I know y'all ass been married 25, 35 years. I don't give a fuck. Motherfucker. Hell, I was your sister before your ass got with her. And I'm going to be your sister when their ass is done with your ass, too. You better hope somebody find your ass. But I digress. And the spirit. See, the spirit, that's where it's at. So you see, yeah, to me, white folks ain't got no soul or no spirit. Honey, hell might just be another version of heaven, might be another version of hell. I'm just saying here, you're going to be picking cotton up there. If you try to run or fly away, you can't fly. You ain't going to get far because they on horses. And you can't go nowhere because it ain't no back gate. Well, you going to run out the front gate? Hell, everybody going to see your ass. You can't fly. They clipped your goddamn wings because you wanted to go to heaven. And you got knowledge now. See, Isaac McGee now, Richard Coleman, John Pendleton, Charles Daniels, they didn't have the knowledge we got today. That's why the cosmos protected them and retracted their wings. So when I told them they can leave heaven, yeah, I sure did. Isaac McGee, you ain't got to stay in heaven with their motherfucking asses. When I said I ain't going to heaven with white folks, me, forever, I told them they ain't got to stay there either. Sure don't. Go into the, oh, honey, you should have seen all the wings that came out. All them wings that retracted, honey, they all came out. Everybody started leaving the fuck up out of heaven. Sure did because they could. Now, those that wanted to be in heaven, then that had the knowledge, the information, like Brother Telly, Brother Tailbone. Yeah. He didn't get to fly out of heaven. He wanted to be with white women here and in the afterlife. So yeah, he didn't get to fly up out of heaven. His ass still up there with them. So see, they ain't gonna be by themselves. Black people don't feel like white folks are gonna be alone and lonely and hurt and depressed and shit in heaven. They gonna have plenty motherfuckers to oppress in heaven. They're gonna have plenty to do. Heaven is humongous. I mean, it ain't bigger than the multiverse where we going. It ain't bigger than the afterlife. But they can be happy there. And you ain't got to go there with them. They'll be all right. You ain't going to be all right. But anyway, I digress. So the spirit, y'all, to have a spirit. And this Dr. Ray Hagins, pastor, he's a psychologist. I just wrote everything word for word. That's what I do. That's how I learn. Teach myself. I love to have knowledge around me. I do. And he said the spirit, y'all, the spirit got to have intuition. The spirit got to have communion. The spirit got to have a conscience. White people ain't got no, I wouldn't say they got no intuition. Well, maybe their intuition is held like it is destructive and deadly and cannibal like it is. Maybe that's their intuition, just always the hunt. I don't know. Hell, but I know one thing, they ain't got no communion with no higher power. Because when no higher power be like, yeah, how about 10,000 of y'all? It was one lynch and it was like 100,000 motherfuckers there. And they were like, well, I mean, to have communion, worship with a higher power, what higher power would be like, okay, y'all can keep having these lynchings, 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 people at lynchings and stuff, and you can burn and roast up to 10,000 black men, and then you got to stop. What kind of God allows some shit like that? So see, they ain't got no communion with no higher power and stuff. It's a good game. It's a good front. I'm just saying, it's a good front. And conscience. They ain't got no conscience. No, they just stopped doing it and stuff. It seemed to me like everybody started living vicariously through everybody else. White folks did. Yeah. You know how when the riots of 1919, the summer of 1919, and I said that Minnesotans were living vicariously through all of those other race riots, those massacres. But that's kind of like what white America is doing now. Living vicariously through the hidden agendas of their government, and white men, they're yeah, you get the point, right? So yeah, I don't believe that white folks, that ain't heaven that you think is heaven. See, that whole illusion is off. That ain't even heaven. If it is, it's just the remix of hell. The remix. I mean, you get it. You can't go, Black America. You're gonna have to start thinking for your goddamn self. I mean, you literally damn thinking like this. It don't make no sense. Tell me, where is the justice? Where's the justice for anyone? And then for y'all to say, oh hell face, stop making it out of stuff that it really ain't. God forgives everybody. Oh, they don't even know that they did. Oh, they don't remember what they did, face. All of that is forgiven. I'm asking your black ass, where's the justice for them? Where the justice at? They didn't get it here. They still ain't got it here. And in heaven, just because they don't remember, just because they were forgiven. Hell, God remember, don't he? Don't your higher power remember? Your higher power, what? It ain't no justice for them there either. So what? Everybody just lollygagging, just happy, flying around heaven. That don't make sense. I'm just saying it do not make sense to me. You cannot make it make sense to me. But I digress. Yeah, little boys carrying wood. Little bitty white boys. And they think, oh, they're my golden sons. Now, the apples don't fall far from the tree. It's a good game. It's a good pretense. 740. A red-hot crowbar is brought forward by a masked man who jabs it at the Negro's body. Yeah, we're going to read it again. The Negro grabs it with his bare hands, and the odor of burning flesh fills the atmosphere. McHilwain groans and curses. Oh, no, that was 730. This 740. They just kept putting that hot iron on it. The hot iron is then applied to each side of the Negro's neck, searing the flesh. Screams that were heard for half a mile rent the air. The Negro then implicated the son of Lynch, a Negro preacher who was killed the day before the mob. 750. 11 more masked men appear on the scene and prepare the fire. Coal oil is poured upon the Negro's legs and feet. One of the executioners strikes a match that starts the death fire. As the fire eats its way upward, the Negro begs for mercy and asks that someone shoot him. He is jeered at. When the flames reach his hair, the victim becomes unconscious. The body hung upon the tree as a warning to other Negroes all night and part of the following day. I think I lost my place. Yeah. Chicago defender, May 10, 1919. Oh, we read the one about the Negro veteran lynched for refusing to doff uniform. He had just made it to town, Private William Little. You know, that was Malcolm's maiden name, Malcolm Little. And he had just made it to town. He didn't have no more clothes anyway. He just had on his soldier uniform. And you know he was looking good. His shoes was shining, didn't have a crease in them nowhere. His clothes was all pressed. His medals was just gleaming and stuff. He was a proud black man. He was so proud. Everyone loved him. His family loved him. And as soon as he got there and stuff, white folks started taunting him and stuff and wanted him to take off his uniform. And he wouldn't take off his uniform. And they found him beaten and lynched. And he was still wearing his uniform. Yeah, they told him don't be here too long, so he wouldn't leave. He was a brave man. Knoxville, East Tennessee News, May 1st, 1919. Illiterate Negro lynched for writing improper note. Shreveport, Louisiana, April 29th. A Vicksburg, Shreveport, and Pacific train was held up by an armed mob about 5 miles from Monroe, Louisiana today. And George Holden, not Bolden, Holden. I know that's one of my fears, saying my maiden name. But I'm going to face it if I do. Yep. George Holden, Holden, Negro, accused of writing an insulting note to a white woman named Onlie Elliott, Onlie Elliott, was taken from the train and shot to death. Holden was taken from a stretcher in the baggage car. He had been wounded in 2 previous attempts to lynch him. Holden was being sent to Shreveport for safekeeping. He was shot in the leg Monday night by unidentified persons shortly after the woman received the insulting note. Later, he was beaten into insensibility. When the local sheriff heard of this, he placed Holden aboard the VS&P train for the purpose of taking him to Shreveport for safekeeping. Local citizens, hearing of this, raced ahead of the train in automobiles and, reaching the next station, pulled the helpless Negro from the train, took him to a nearby tree, and riddled his body with bullets. The note sent to Mrs. Elliott was written in plain handwriting. Acquaintances of the Negro state that he had no education and could hardly write his name. See, all of these lies, y'all. I need to make it clear that I don't believe any of these excuses in this book. White people had to be creative to create lies. Lies that a white woman was hurt, lies that a black man killed a white man, and didn't mention nothing about the self-defense. Just made it seem like black men were attacking white men and killing white men and raping white women. Just motherfucking lying. I don't believe none of that goddamn bullshit. Woo, ancestors come through. Chicago Defender, May 10th, 1919. White man blackens face in attack on white girl. Dade City, Florida, May 9th. Luther Wilson, white, blackened his face and attacked a 16-year-old girl while she was on her way to school here last week. According to the girl, Wilson, with his face and hands blackened with a grease paint, waylaid her as she was passing through a strip of heavy timber. He tied her arms behind her back and, in doing so, rubbed some of the paint from his hands. She recognized him after a due course of time and pleaded with him to give up his purpose on the theory that she would not tell anybody. Wilson is a relative of hers by marriage. The girl later told her neighbor. See, these motherfuckers can't be trusted, not then or now. White women, y'all motherfucking asses is in danger. All you had to do was be sincere. Get some help for yourself. Repay and repent from your motherfucking forefathers, from your clan fathers. See, these y'all clan sisters. But see, white folk never wanted to face none of this because it's still in them. It's still in them. They still need that. They still got that thing, that fantasy. Yeah. I don't know. This might be hell, and heaven is hotter hell. For one thing, black people, your ass better start thinking about where you're going to spend the rest of yours at, because after all this knowledge right here, ain't no friend you from heaven. If somebody do come along again in say another 100 years or 400 years, how long have it been since we was physically free? That long. And somebody else come along and say, well, people that was possibly like down south. Down south, we don't get no information. We just literally just the blind leading the blind and stuff. And say they don't get any of this knowledge today, even with information at our fingertips. And they don't get that information that they need to make them crucial decisions. Someone may come along and free them and say, hey, whoever, you ain't got to be in heaven. If you don't want to and you want to leave heaven, they may be able to leave. Because they didn't get the information. They didn't get the knowledge that it's an afterlife. But your ass that's seen this video and other videos and that's done heard facts and history, it ain't gonna be no excuse for you. Your wings didn't retract. You know, the cosmos would not retract your wings because you ain't supposed to be there anyway. Your ass went there and they clipped your wings. They clipped now. They ain't growing back. I mean, I'm just saying, you know, black people, you got to start thinking. You the one with the big brain. Dr. Frances Cress Welsing did not say white people had the big brain. She said you got the big brain. Hell, they ass just built the computer and everything else around your big brain. Yeah. That's fucked up. Yep, George couldn't even write his name. See the lies. Chicago Defender, May 10, 1919. White man, we already read that. The white man, yeah. Blackens his face. Oh, yeah. And, you know, he blamed it on the black girl. He tried to. A mob gathered and made for Wilson. He was located at a creek washing the black substance from his face and hands. The girl stated that Wilson had told her if she said anything about it, he would swear his innocence and put the blame on the black man. Everyone would believe him, she said. So his ass did it anyway? Vicksburg, Mississippi. Vicksburg Herald, May 15, 1919. Negro intruder lynched. Yeah, we're going to read only one or two more. Negro intruder lynched. Lloyd Clay, the 24-year-old Negro laborer, was roasted to death here shortly after 8 o'clock last night. He had been charged with entering the bedroom of Miss Lula Bell Bishop, age 19, and attempting to violate her. At an early hour yesterday, Clay forced his way through a screened window and entered Miss Bishop's bedroom. The young lady shrieked for help and fought him. Her father, Charles Bishop, attempted to go to her assistance but could not break down the door, which had been locked from within. The Negro became alarmed and escaped through a window. Lies. Charles Gant's bloodhounds were brought from Crystal Springs. The hounds made 2 runs. On the first, they lost the scent. On the second one, they ran within 10 feet of Clay, who was standing at the A&V railroad station as though waiting for the train to Jackson. They bayed at him and he was taken to jail. The young lady was taken to the jail to identify him, but she was not certain as to his identity. A mob of between 800 and 1,000 men and women soon descended on the jail. Using rails for battering rams, they snatched the prisoner from the sheriff. The Negro was taken to the corner of Clay and Farmer Streets. You in Vicksburg, you know what that's at. The Negro was taken to the corner of Clay and Farmer Streets, covered with oil, set aflame, and hoisted to an elm tree. As the flaming body was pulled aloft, a fusillade of shots was fired into the Negro's frame. A stray bullet struck Charles Lancaster back of the left ear, fracturing his skull. He is in the Vicksburg Sanitarium in serious condition. A collection is being taken up for Lancaster's family. They should have shot his motherfucking ass through the forehead. New York Age, June 14, 1919. This is the last one right here, and this is in Jackson, Mississippi. Yeah. And it's just one story. One newspaper was there. Negro was lynched to save white woman's secret lover. Yeah, who was it? Her daddy? Jackson, Mississippi, June the 3rd. A reader of The Age residing here has just completed an investigation of the recent lynching of a colored man by the name of Clay at Vicksburg, and as often is the case, an innocent Negro met death at the hands of white men. Oh, they were lovers. And most of them most likely were. Even if they weren't lovers and stuff, the white woman had the power to make the black man sleep with her, and then she say rape or she was assaulted or something on all along. What was that one story that I forgot brother's name? They had been in a relationship for 2 years. I digress. Amid the Vicksburg outrage, the writer says, Anent. This the first time we done heard the sirens over here, ain't it? We've been here for like, what, 2 weeks, I guess? It sound different. Oh, hell, where they at? Well, they ain't over here, so we... Well, I'm kind of like on the backside, and the street is back over there and stuff. Annette, Anent, the Vicksburg outrage, the writer says, I have been told by responsible colored men that it is generally accepted now that the party who went into the young white woman's room was a white man with whom she had been on intimate terms. Yeah, I didn't want to think it was he was protecting a brother. If anything, be telling the man that we shouldn't be here now. Hell, they'll lynch your ass and my ass. I'm just saying, the white man had visited the girl and was heard leaving the house when a member of the family called out and wanted to know who was up in the room. Then she screamed. The white man had employed a colored chauffeur to bring him to Jackson. The same chauffeur had taken the couple for midnight drives on other occasions and who had driven them earlier on the night of the outrage. The white man got away. The police went to the chauffeur's house upon his return to Vicksburg from Jackson and arrested him along with 2 other colored men, and they were taken to Jackson for safekeeping. When the chauffeur told all he knew in connection with the case, the authorities turned all 3 loose and ordered them to leave the country. Leave the country. The girl failed completely to identify her assailant and stated positively that Clay was not the man. Her father likewise pleaded with the mob not to lynch Clay, saying he wanted no innocent man killed, and that if he found the right party, he would need no mob to handle the case for him. But the bloodthirsty violators of the law wanted to murder somebody, and they put Clay to death. Yeah. I sure thank y'all. I really thank y'all. I appreciate y'all for your patience and your presence here as we learn about our ancestors. Our ancestors. And I want y'all to seriously process this tonight. I'm going to process it too. We got to process this. We can't keep this in. I don't know. Sing, cry, do whatever you got to do. Meditate. Talk to your higher power. Start reading yourself. Go look at the babies and stuff. Hug yourself. I'm just saying, and keep some gratitude. Keep some gratitude because our ancestors, they not even in. Take some happiness. They not even in heaven with these motherfucking clanimals no more. No. Because of us, what we doing today, us here today, talking to each other, teaching each other stuff, we have at least freed them from heaven forevermore enslavement that they don't belong in. We don't belong in. We 2 different types of people. Us and other people. I don't think nobody quite like white folks. I really have to beg to differ if white folks even have any sincere similarities like people, regular people of the world and stuff. They seem to be the only ones with this cannibalistic nature. And I know history is ransacked with so much violence and destruction, and wars and stuff, we the war. Black America here in America. What war? We ain't in no war with white America. White America is the war on us, And yeah, we got to call it like it is and see these people for what they really are. They've been showing us for all this time. That's why they ain't told us, hey, let's not tell them shit until hell they can't do nothing. Let's not tell them until we let them know. Yeah, it was a time limit on slavery. And yeah, some motherfucker gonna repropose slavery again. I'm like, well, damn, God damn it, you son of a bitches. I mean, I just feel like it's time, and white America is all up in their ass right now and stuff, and they angry and they rageful and stuff, and then the rest of them want to take us back and stuff, and then some of them living vicariously through all of that bullshit and stuff, and don't nobody want to even address, mention, repay, repent, show some remorse. We love black people so much. Y'all please come and help us and forgive us, because we didn't know these things. Ain't a motherfucker said a word or a whisper. All this time they all out there and stuff. Everybody got your songs, your attitudes, your swag, your voice. They got everything, your whole routine. Black woman, black man, they got your whole swag, my brother. Oh, my brother, folks really gonna be like, damn, black people really existed, because the white man gonna be acting more hip and swag than you, because they done took everything and honey done made a 7-course meal. Hell, it wasn't but 5 items in that bag you left on the car. But honey, them motherfuckers done got it, and they building up a whole little 7-course meal right here. And I just want you, black America, to wake yourself up and look what's happening to you, because you the one that's got to live on. If you, black America, don't survive this and live on numerously, I don't mean no little minuscule number, because that ain't going to cut it. Because black America, if white folks are ever, and see, they ain't even thought about this whole agenda of theirs. Dr. Frances Cress Welsing said they're concerned about their genetic survival. I don't know if that's what it is or not. Because before Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, grew up and started telling about how her big brain was thinking since she was a little girl. And she saw that white man on that Quaker Oat box. And it resonated in her big brain also. That must be Jesus' daddy. And she said, we all thought that. It do look like him and stuff. And she didn't say that, white folks had the gifts that we had and stuff. She said that white folks are concerned about their genetic survival. But even before her, they still had that same fear, white genetic survival. Yeah, and I don't know if that's what's propelling them to have all this cannibalistic nature and stuff. I don't know. Do they want neuromelanin? Because since everybody got melanin, they want the neuromelanin. But couldn't you have done it another way? I mean, we would have definitely given you some of it so you can go in the sun. I mean, we can't give you all of our powers and stuff because the sun won't let you have it. That's like a transplant. When somebody got to have a transplant, they got to see if it match up because your body rejected. Well, the same thing. See, white America, it ain't our fault that you can't go in the sun, that you can't have babies with nobody but you. I mean, we can't have black babies with nobody but us. But hell, you don't see us fucked up about it. What you were supposed to do was be sincere in your procreating for y'all white babies, and get some help for yourself, and other people probably would have tried to help you to live on too. But all this manipulation and death and destruction and torture and torment and just cannibal savagery, just a ravishness. And then white people, y'all got in there to come up with, y'all seen The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, the Western movie. And Bill Pickett them is the real black cowboys. I'm just saying though, but they left out the savage and the ravishness. Here on this channel, we get the good, the bad, the ugly, the savage, and the ravishness. Because 12 o'clock noon, we try to get on time and stuff, and we read our goodness, our greatness. Dr. Claude Anderson, we reading right now, More Dirty Little Secrets. We learn about the good. We've been learning about our soldiers and our abolitionists and, our loved ones and stuff. But we got to learn this too. We got to learn this right here too. And we're going to find out why we broken, why we can't come together. And I know what it is, y'all. After Tulsa, we realized we can't create and build nothing up with white America no more. Because it sets them off. So we don't come together because we can't create. We can't create with us, and that's natural within us. We are the ones who created the stars, the moon, the sun, all them rainbows up there and stuff, it manifested as us. So we are literally God and Goddess. it I can't explain it to y'all. I hope I can one day explain it to y'all how I feel and stuff, but that's not our fault. We could at least help white America to go in the sun. I mean, shit, we can't help you have white babies, but they the only ones that's fucked up about having white babies. We want to stay pure. You damn right. You need to stay pure. So y'all asses can slowly die out. I mean, I feel bad for you because some of you might be garden snakes, and they deserve to live and stuff. I ain't gonna cut your head off. I ain't no violent person. Black people ain't no violent people. Malcolm didn't say cut y'all motherfucking heads off. He just said keep the snakes out. Don't let them in. And that's what we gotta do. We ain't talking about hurting y'all and stuff. Shit. Hey, you a snake, you belong out there. Not with us, not around us. You don't coddle with snakes. You don't keep snakes as pets. And got them in the house, in the bed and shit. I mean, that's some old fucked up shit. So Black America, we got some work to do and stuff, and I'm rambling and stuff, but I'm gonna just go with that because I ain't even got no song tonight. Come up with your own song. Go listen to the Commodores. Yeah, I would tell you go listen to some Wu-Tang Clan, but that'd be the wrong thing to put on tonight with this right here. But yeah, go listen to you some Earth, Wind, and Fire, some Commodores or something. Go to sleep meditating. Get your chimes out. Yep, get your chimes out. I got me some over there. I might just walk around the apartment and just, say my little ritual and stuff like that, Maybe I will say that for y'all. I learned it from Tim Rogers, and then we just gonna close and stuff. And it says, let me see here. Oh, I rebuke all spells, rituals, and or castings that are not of the highest frequencies of source love consciousness that may have been projected my way on all timelines, dimensions, and planes. Anything, everything that I am associated with spiritually, mentally, physically, and etherically shall be protected. All will be transmuted and sent back to its source in love. Yep. All agreements I may have agreed to on lower paradigms of existence of consciousness shall be ended, cut on all timelines, dimensions, and planes. It is done, and so it is. It's a little longer than that. I'll finish learning it and memorizing it and stuff. Probably like I should do this copyright disclaimer. And we'll have some added protection and stuff, I'm just saying, this is spiritual. Hey, take a spiritual bath. I'm in an apartment now. We got a tub, At the other place, I can only do spiritual showers, but spiritual baths, y'all, they go a long way. When I find that my notes and stuff on Brother Panic, the spiritual baths is more than one. I give them to you and stuff. That way, you can choose which one you want to do and stuff. And hey, we release and stuff. Just release all of this, process it. And I'll see y'all tomorrow, and thank you for being here. For me and for the ancestors. This is really important to me. For us. Oh, yeah. If you had any idea, honey, you don't want to go to heaven with white folks and stuff. Yeah, I know. Wow. You right, Golden. Sure is. High birds will fly. Oh, these are some new names. Crazy. Your head just right. You will never guess whose name I saw. He has your back regardless. I don't know. Oh, let me back up to the first because I don't know. And reading it from the bottom up and stuff, I be no thank you talking about me, honey. Shit, don't call me crazy because everybody else is motherfucking crazy. Sure will. Shit, don't sit here and lie to my people like this. Shit, y'all a motherfucking lie. Jordan Atkins, new subscriber. Oh, thank you, Jordan. Gratitude. Oh, yeah, George Daly. Hello, I'm great. Thank you. Yeah, I'm wonderful. I can't complain unless it's about my people. Yeah, I can't complain unless it's about my people. Same people that have conspired to destroy, disenfranchise, and keep Black and Hispanic people systematically oppressed. Karma are the same people who hid our true identity as Israelites from us. They done did a lot. Yep. Actually, Miss Bolden, I've been watching you for about 6 months now. I've just been in the background. You taught me a lot when it comes to the history of colonization and white supremacy. Well, thank you. I didn't know it's been 6 months. Let me see. November, December, January, February, March, April. I guess I came in November. Yeah, when that bee bit me on my lip. About that project 2025. So I guess it has been. Wow. I learned way more after I graduated than I did in school. I know. Where did you learn to be such a good speaker? I'm not just reading these books. Small fry, what is your race? If you don't mind me asking. Yeah, we just talk to each other and learn so we can heal. Oh, you white. Oh, George Daly. I don't know. Oh, wow. I don't know. I think you here for the time being and stuff until you ain't here no more and stuff. But you probably want to go help your people get some healing, get some therapy, and talk to your people about what they've done, what they doing and stuff. Because the shit is finna hit the fan and ain't no mercy for them, but they need some help. Your people need some therapy and stuff. You know, I'm here for my people. Your people. Yeah, I ain't got no mercy for them. No, I suggest, and you trying to help your people heal and stuff, you probably want to be a little ways away from them. Because, yeah, they finna get some payback. Cosmos, you can't help it. I don't know if it's going to fall on your head, too. George, you seem to be like John Brown, but I don't know. That's all of y'all. I can only do for me and my people. But I appreciate you being here and at least learning what they did and stuff and continue to learn and let them know. Because a lot of people today, especially like the young people and stuff, because they don't know. White people stopped telling Sabrina everything. They would tell Karen, you know, and Becky motherfucking ass. But Sabrina had a sweetness for black people and stuff. So they didn't tell Sabrina everything. Her ass, all she had to do put two and two together. Shit. But, I'm just saying. So, yeah, go help your people because they desperately need it and stuff. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, drop a link. I don't know what link. I have to find one, I guess. Yeah, I just got here and stuff. I'm still learning. Map Jar, you give me some more music. I know that's right. Aretha Franklin, Luther Vandross, Heaven Knows. Ooh, wee. Power of Love, Luther Vandross. I know it. Now, see, that's my type of music too. Yeah, I know. I love my mom and my daddy's music. I think I'm gonna put some on tonight. But I love y'all to life, my people. Don't worry, just be wary, okay? Just be wary. We got this. And yeah, and just to help yourself out and stuff, honey, you can jump above everything. Go ahead and get ahead, catch up. Stop eating meat and stuff, cigarettes, sodas, and all that sugar and stuff. It's hard because I've been trying to do it. I still struggle with it. Yeah, I want a cigarette now. For a minute, I thought I was going to be smoking a cigarette reading this book right here, but I'm just trying not to have no cigarette and stuff, let that stuff go because we're going to have to vibrate higher. We're going to have to raise our frequency, and we can't do it with all them toxins and stuff, We'll talk about it more and stuff, We ain't got time, but we can at least discuss things before shit hit the fan. So good night. Gratitude. Yeah, we'll